Gentlemen and female gentlemen, sniveling runts of all ages, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like how annoying it is when people ask you to subscribe at the beginning of a video. I literally double trapped you there. You might as well love it. Guys, we today are doing the life of Count Dooku, Darth Tyrranis, the entire timeline explained. Star Wars explained by Movie Flame. So this has been highly requested ever since I did the politics of Star Wars, the Darth Revan lore, the Darth Plagiues lore. Darth Tyrranis was high on the list. So I wanted to understand the full lore of every Sith in Star Wars, and it was this or Darth Bane, and we decided on this because I made the ultimate decision at the end of the day. So many requests for Bane, so many requests for the Emperor Vitiate, so many requests for Vader. It's time. Let me know what Sith Lord you want next for the deep dive.
Count Dooku is one of the most interesting characters in the Star Wars universe, and we've gotten a lot of new details on his life just in the past year.
Alright.
Ultimately, his arc foreshadows and parallels that of Anakin Skywalker himself.
It does? Wait, it does?
He's found out the Jedi were investigating Sifo Dyas. He contacted Dooku and force choked him as punishment for leaving a loose end.
Palpatine force choked him through his...
Gaining Sifo Dyas. He contacted Dooku and...
Dooku was able to force choke him through the little hologram? Oh my god, this man's broken! Wait, why did it skip to 18 minutes in the fucking video? Alright.
Count Dooku is one of the most interesting characters in the Star Wars universe, and we've gotten a lot of new details on his life just in the past year.
Alright.
Ultimately, his arc foreshadows and parallels that of Anakin Skywalker himself, starting off good, disagreeing with the Jedi, and leaving the Jedi Order to join the Sith.
So, from what I understand from Darth Tyrranis, based on the slight little lore tidbits that I had dropped to me thus far, is that he didn't believe in the democracy of the Jedi Order, so he ended up leaving, not to actually become a Sith, but just to kind of find his own path, and then he actually got somehow indoctrinated into the Sith. I don't know.
In this video, I'm going to...
Boss's pre-watch techniques revealed. So before I react to a video from a channel I don't know, like Movie Flame, I skip through the video just to see what the editing looks like. That's literally the secret to my pre-watching technique.
His life just in the past year. Ultimately, agreeing with the Jedi and leaving the Jedi Order to join the Sith. In this video, I'm going to go over his turn to the dark side, why he turned, and cover his entire life from his early days to his time as a Jedi Master, and I'll
God, this is crazy. We're gonna get the full ass lore drop!
Finish it off with his time on the dark side, all spanning over many movies, TV shows, comics, and novels. Now this video will
lightsaber against Yoda. I'll never forget your dueling demonstrations with Master Yoda. Your skill with the lightsaber was inspirational. Oh my god, this man was an actual goat, wasn't he? Dooku never fully turned to the dark side. Is that why he doesn't have the yellow eyes? Because in all the Dooku images, he never has the yellow eyes.
Be based on the new content that is currently considered canon, and not the Legends canon. Also, there will be spoilers.
No Legends canon! Boo!
For all of the new novels he makes an appearance in, and the same goes for the comics, the TV shows, and obviously the movies.
Alright.
I've been looking forward to this.
Before we start,
I am Saruman.
I make new videos every week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to make sure you never miss a Movie Flame video. Now let's get started.
Alright, you ready?
Dooku was born to Count Gora and his wife, Countess Anya, both of whom ruled over the planet of Sereno where Dooku was born. Dooku had two siblings, a brother named Ramil and a sister named Jenza.
These people are not important whatsoever. I've never heard of them. They might as well not exist. You see, anyone that doesn't matter to me doesn't matter.
Very early on, it was clear
that is not narcissism. That is a fact.
That Dooku was force sensitive, something that scared his father, who hated and feared anything to do with the Jedi.
Based. No one that had anything to do with the Jedi did very well at all. Anyone that was associated with the Jedi ended up dying.
Desperate to get rid of his freak son,
what a bitch! Oh my god!
Count contacted the Jedi Order on Coruscant to take him.
He hated the Jedi, so that when his son showed force-sensitive powers, he just called the Jedi to literally take his baby? Oh my god! This is the craziest reverse grooming of all time.
Became impatient, however.
Actual X-Men backstory.
And wanting to get rid of his son before they arrived, he left Dooku outside the palace on the edge of the forest without clothing or identification.
This is crazy! Wait, my kid is force sensitive, so I'm gonna leave him in the forest naked? Pick him up if you want? What the shit? Oh, I would end up Darth Tyrranis if that happened to me.
And did this in a place where Serenian spine wolves could have mauled him to death, or he could have frozen to death.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
Luckily, the Seeker sent at Count Gora's request found Dooku and brought him to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant before he was hurt. When Dooku got to Coruscant, he began his Jedi training. He was sorted into the Hawkback clan, one of the many clans Jedi younglings were sorted into at the Jedi Temple.
Alright.
Here he met fellow youngling Sifo Dyas, who—
Wait, so he was friends with Sifo Dyas literally since they were kids. Sifo Dyas is the guy that, he got the clone army financed, right? But it's wild to me that I guess that's why they were such close friends the whole time.
He was also in this clan, and he would go on to become Dooku's best friend.
Aww.
During Dooku's time as a youngling,
Aww.
he continuously strove to excel, working himself hard to achieve better results than his peers, and always striving to remain within the boundaries of the rules set by his teachers.
Wait, so he was a goody two-shoes as a kid and he ended up becoming a Sith? God, that's a fucking trade-off.
Dooku therefore distanced himself from a lot of the other younglings rather than try to befriend them, and because of this,
Based antisocial Dooku, let's fucking go.
he sometimes clashed with fellow younglings, largely due to their jealousy of Dooku's superior abilities. There were some younglings that would constantly insult Dooku and made fun of his somewhat aristocratic manner.
Bro, they were so mean to him for no reason. Twice the pride, double the fall.
Despite this, Sifo Dyas always stood by him, and on one occasion, they accompanied the Grandmaster Yoda to Sereno, and this was Dooku's first time back on his home planet.
Bro, I can't stop thinking that this tower just looks like a big penis.
While there, Dooku ran off from the group, seeing a girl he believed he recognized, and she would turn out to be his sister, Jenza. The two eventually realized that they were brother and sister, and the two would become close from then on. When an earthquake, or as they call it in the novel, a groundquake, hit the planet, Dooku and his sister were buried under large pieces—
Bro, there ain't no way he comes back to the planet cause why not, and it fucking annihilate, and then a groundquake happens right now. Oh my glob, that's fucked up, bro.
of rubble, and Master Yoda had to get them out. While Yoda was speaking—
So Yoda literally saved his life as a kid. So it's kind of iconic that the big fight scene between Dooku and Obi-Wan and Anakin versus Dooku in that 2v1 fight, the first time they fought at the end of the second movie, the Attack of the Clones movie, when he dropped shit all over the place and Yoda forced to pick them up, it kind of is bringing him back to this time where Yoda literally used that same force power to save his life from an earthquake. Like, that really does make it all go full circle. That's good-ass writing.
to Dooku. Dooku's father, Count Gora, overheard his son's name and furiously confronted Yoda.
Right? You know what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me pull up the fucking Yoda. Yoda versus Dooku. I found him.
Dooku you are! Curved lightsaber you have! Resemble your shaft it does!
That's a true story, what I just said. So anyway, so right over here, Dooku is literally losing.
It's just
He's losing to Yoda, right?
the beginning.
He breaks the thing to fall and crush the gamers. But he knows Yoda from the past when Yoda used this ability to save him from fallen debris. That's actually iconic. That is such a cool idea for a character. The idea that he knew that this was gonna happen because he knew that Yoda would care about his fallen comrades because Yoda cared about him in that same way. That's pretty awesome.
Yoda, telling him that he never wanted to see his son again.
What a bitch!
After hearing this, Dooku was
Dude, what is wrong with this dad? This guy is cringe.
shocked and confused by his father's behavior, and he later questioned Yoda about how he was brought into the Jedi Order. Yoda told him how his father had contacted the Jedi Order and left him—
Bro, Yoda just told him, how did I end up here?
Testicular torsion your father casted when you were but a child!
outside on the edge of the forest, and Dooku would later find out about the danger his father put him in, as he could have been eaten or frozen to death. And finding this information out, he no longer liked or even respected his father. He had great love for his sister, however, and when he went home to Coruscant, Dooku and Jenza would secretly communicate with each other.
Bro, please tell me there's not another incest shit. I can't deal with this. There's too much of it everywhere, literally everywhere. God, it's unstoppable. We were gonna do Game of Thrones lore, and we decided to do this instead, and there's gonna be this weird incest shit. Ain't no way. Star Wars is all about sibling love. The sister is kinda bad. Chat! Enough of you! Be gone! Double the pride, double the fall!
Something that was a great comfort to Dooku, knowing that at least some of his family was good.
Yeah, at least some of his family's good. Shows a pic of his sexy sister.
Dooku eventually completed his early trials, a series of tests that Jedi younglings go through to make it to the level of a Padawan.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, it's kind of iconic if you think about it. Dooku is like Sasuke done right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty awesome. Like, the idea his family hated him. Well, I guess Sasuke's family didn't hate him. They were just kind of killed out. But, like, he's the talented kid. He's completely alone. His family is disassociated from him. He hopes that maybe he can get along with the one that's left or kill him.
After finishing his trials, he hoped to be selected as a Padawan apprentice to
He's reverse Sasuke, honestly.
lead Kastana due to her mission in hunting down relics associated with the dark side. During the Padawan tournament, Dooku fought and defeated.
There's a Star Wars tournament arc? Why did no one tell me this years ago? I would have been into the lore. I didn't have to learn all this lore now. Bro, you know how hard it is understanding Star Wars lore? In the year 2024, when Disney keeps changing the lore for their own sake? When Star Wars Theory is getting into a lawsuit with Wikipedia over lore? Get out of here.
His best friend Sifo Dyas while blindfolded and with one hand behind his back.
Oh fuck, he was broken. Wow. Blindfolded, hand behind his back, actually just Kakashi'd this man.
Dooku thought that this made him a shoo-in to be picked by Kastana, but to his disappointment, she selected Sifo Dyas as her apprentice. Dooku ended up being picked by Master Yoda himself.
That's a W, Dooku! That's a huge W! It's like, unfortunately, I got Yoda, the little green Muppet guy.
However, which subsided some of his disappointment. Dooku went on many missions with Yoda all over the galaxy, and every single one taught Dooku something new, and showed a shocked Dooku just how strong his master was with the Force.
Damn, so really Yoda and Dooku had crazy history. So when Yoda fought Dooku in the second movie, that had so much history behind it.
One day,
wait, Wikipedia is suing Star Wars lore? I think Star Wars Theory is suing Wikipedia. Star Wars Theory is a YouTuber with like 3 million subs, and Wikipedia is like the wiki that keeps changing shit because Disney keeps changing shit, and Star Wars Theory criticized them for changing shit, and a lot of his audience went to harass them, and Wikipedia blamed Star Wars Theory for the audience that went to harass them, and Star Wars Theory said it's slander and I'm gonna sue you. That's basically the story. But the moral of the story is don't change pre-established lore because you decided that you know better.
Dooku's friend Sifo Dyas had a force vision of a deadly solar storm hitting a certain planet, and when Dooku, Sifo Dyas, and Sifo Dyas' master Kastana informed the Jedi Council, they suggested that they warn the planet. Master Yoda and the rest—
That's a pretty good suggestion. They're like, I sense this planet about to be wiped out. I'm thinking perhaps we should, I don't know, warn the planet.
The rest of the council all said no, however,
What?
and pointed out that force visions were not absolute, and the future was always in motion.
This is literally classic fucking Jedi bullshit. Classic Jedi bullshit. I can't with these fuckers. Palpatine deserved to win. If I was Dooku, I would also leave the freaking Jedi Order. 3 separate Jedi all had visions that something was going down. They go to the council, and the council is like, in our defense, maybe not.
Frustrated with the council, Dooku, Kastana, and Sifo Dyas went behind the council's back, and they warned the senator of the planet about the vision. During the conversation, however, Dooku was slightly unnerved by the senator only expressing concern for the planet's resources rather than its people.
Dude, everyone's fucked up. Dude, that's just classic politicians. You gotta stop blaming politicians for being politicians. You should never expect a politician to have empathy. They're not human, okay? They do not deserve to be treated as such.
Afterwards, Dooku, Kastana, Sifo-Dyas, and a reluctant Master Yoda went to the planet itself.
Why reluctant Master Yoda? Bro, they were gonna get wiped out. I don't understand. Why is it so difficult to just warn them that this is going? Oh my god, I'm lost, bro.
And to their horror, Sifo-Dyas' vision came true.
Yeah.
A powerful solar storm hit the planet, killing much of the population, and the 4 Jedi just barely survived themselves. These events made Dooku lose respect for the Republic and the Jedi Council, feeling as though it was their fault that so many people had died. He believed that had they listened to them in the first place, they could have evacuated much of the planet and saved many lives. He was also disgusted that when afterwards, the Republic's primary concern was the loss of the planet's resources.
This is insane. Like, I'm actually, like, in shock. It's like, every time I think of Star Wars, the downfall of democracy in the prequel era, and the way the Jedi Temple was wiped out, and they were massacred to a man, despite the fact that they were, you know, for the most part, they were good people, you know? Like, despite all of that, they were insanely fucked up. Like, they did not really care about people. They cared about balance in their weird religious order. But when it came down to it, they did not care that much. Right? Am I just mistaken?
And again, not its people.
I am so with Count Dooku on this. I think he went a step too far when he joined the dark side and he decided to get the Clone Wars shit going on. Maybe that was a little extreme. But leaving the Jedi is just based. They're crazy. They're insane. They have the ability to save so many lives that they don't save because it's just not worth it.
Though Yoda was his master, the master...
Dude, the High Republic is crazy. There is no good and bad in Star Wars. Lesbian Homelander.
he had initially desired, Lean Kastana, also acted as a mentor for the young Dooku, and she told him about a fictional Sith she had created named Darth Sikia, and
How do you make up a fictional Sith?
she said that they used a curved hilt lightsaber, something that interested Dooku a great deal,
As it reminded him of his penis.
and he thought was far better than his
Oh my god, it zoomed into his penis. I freaked out for a second there.
normal lightsaber. A few years into his training, Dooku got the news that his mother Anya died, and on top of that,
Rip, bitch. You left him to the wolves.
he got into trouble with the Jedi Council after they learned he was communicating with his sister, which was
Why would that get you in trouble? Okay, dude, in the Jedi Order, I get it, you're not allowed to have wives and shit like that. But what, you can't even speak? No attachments? That means you can't be in contact with your family and stuff? Like, actually 0 attachments? Isn't that a little too far?
a violation of the Jedi Code. He agreed to stop talking to his sister on the condition that he was allowed to go to his mother's funeral,
There's no way they're gonna let him.
and the council agreed.
Why would they let him do that? That shows more attachment. Any kind of emotional connection could lead you to the dark side trip. Yeah, but being refused of emotional attachment can also lead you to the dark side. Exhibit A, Anakin.
The 22-year-old Dooku attended his mother's funeral on his home planet.
Like, it's actually a cult. When I see it through the perspective of Count Dooku, like, this is an actual cult. You have to be like a priest? Last I checked, priests are in contact with their family, okay? They're not allowed to have wives and stuff, but they're allowed to be in contact with their family.
Hoping to find peace, but while there, his father Gora physically and verbally assaulted him,
Jedi fucking master got assaulted by his old dad.
referring to him as a freak, and on top of that,
Force lightning his ass. Get him out of here.
protesters showed up to the funeral, leading to chaos,
Why? Why would they show up to the funeral? Why are there protesters?
ruining any chance that Dooku had of finding peace at that moment in time. After the funeral, Dooku along with Sifo-Dyas and Kastana went to track down a relic, but they were ambushed by a dark side cult, and Dooku was briefly captured to be
Oh, it was a protest against him having the Force? That there was someone that was Force? It was just a massive group of people that hated the Force? Or maybe his dad was just a dick.
used as part of a dark side ritual. While there, Dooku experienced a series of visions of his future, and he ended up using Force lightning for the first time in order to kill his captors and free Sifo-Dyas and Kastana,
Oh shit. Oh shit. It's happening. We're getting there.
who had also been captured, and they were both in shock of Dooku's dark side Force ability. Dooku eventually
Were they able, so you're able to sense that it's a dark side Force ability just by the fact that, like, when they see it. There's no mistaking the Force lightning as the dark side, even though you've had lightsiders use the Force lightning as well. What's his name? Didn't Plo Koon use Force lightning in his own way? Light side force lightning.
He attained the rank of Jedi Master and gained a seat on the Jedi Council. He took on Rael Everos as his first Padawan, and he trained him for years, eventually mentoring him into knighthood. Dooku also set aside his...
I thought that his student was Qui-Gon. Same with Starkiller. Alright, I gotta look at Starkiller lore.
First blue lightsaber, and he constructed a new one with a curved hilt, just like Kastana had told him about with Dark Sakia, though his was a blue blade, while hers was a red blade, at least for now.
Da da da!
Dooku also became one of the main lightsaber instructors for the younglings, and one day, he demonstrated his skill with the help of his old master, Master Yoda. One day Averos, Dooku's former apprentice...
I cannot take this seriously. What the frick image is this? Who is this? Starkiller lore? Yeah, we'll definitely do Starkiller lore at some point.
Introduced him to the Naboo Senator, Sheev Palpatine on...
He met Palpatine before he left the Jedi! I thought he left the Jedi and then Palpatine thought he was based. I didn't realize it went this deep, guys!
Coruscant. And little did he know, that meeting with Palpatine would later change his life.
Yeah, you don't say. You don't say. God, Palpatine was such a fucking bitch.
Dooku later took on his second apprentice, a 12-year-old boy named Qui-Gon Jinn.
There he is. There's the goat.
On the evening of Qui-Gon being assigned to him, Qui-Gon presented himself to his new master, and immediately, Dooku felt that he was frightened. Qui-Gon confessed he was not frightened of Dooku, but rather of failing, of not being worthy, and of not becoming a Jedi.
No! Why'd they make Qui-Gon a bitch? Qui-Gon, no!
Dooku told his new apprentice that...
Don't worry. The only thing you should fear is two-sided lightsabers.
Two-sided lightsabers?
What he was really afraid of was himself, and said that this was very wise, as most Padawans would deny their fear. He then further praised his new apprentice for his honesty, insight, and intelligence, something that shocked Qui-Gon. To help Qui-Gon understand the Jedi Temple,
Qui-Gon was the one Jedi Sidious feared. I know, I've heard that quoted before. My headcanon is the reason why Sidious feared Qui-Gon is because Qui-Gon was a father figure to Anakin. And if Qui-Gon would have remained in play, Anakin wouldn't have fallen to the dark side. But the moment Qui-Gon gets killed, Palpatine was able to take that role as the Anakin father figure. That's personally why I think he was afraid of Qui-Gon, not necessarily Qui-Gon's prowess with the lightsaber.
Dooku took him through it, showing him many different places so he could get to know it, and their last stop was the Jedi Archives, where they examined holocrons of
It appears the archives are incomplete.
various eras. Qui-Gon saw one holocron that was older and differently shaped than the others.
This one's a cube!
And when he asked Dooku what it was, Dooku had a dark expression on his face and said it was the holocron of Jedi prophecies, something that should not be messed with, and was something that Jedi no longer studied.
Why? Prophecies are awesome!
Dooku was then asked by Qui-Gon if wanting to know the future could lead to the dark side, and Dooku said it would take more than that. After several months of training Qui-Gon, the council sent him and his young apprentice to participate in a battle. There they came face to face with Averos, and Dooku—
I can't believe that they keep using this image. This is the worst image I've ever seen in my life. How can you use this? I don't understand. Who drew this? I don't want to be rude here, but this looks like it came out of Fortnite.
Dooku introduced his new Padawan to his old Padawan. Dooku once again succeeded in leading his Padawan into knighthood, as Qui-Gon became a master himself, and eventually took on his own Padawan, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Over time,
Obi-Wan Kenobi! Kenobi-Wan!
Dooku had become disillusioned with the Jedi Order, the Republic, and the Galactic Senate's corruption.
I don't know, I'll be honest, after seeing the way he grew up, I completely am on his side with this. Like, I know that this might be controversial or anything, but I think Dooku probably has the ideology I most align with of any character in Star Wars. Maybe not the whole get tossed out to the wolves as a naked baby or anything. Maybe that's a little too far, but I feel like, as far as every character's overarching ideology, I just completely can vibe with Dooku's. Like, unironically, can so vibe with Dooku's thought process. Like, I would not want to be in a Jedi cult, okay? How did he fall to the dark side, though? He seems like he was such a good man. He was literally fighting for freedom, to tell people prophecies, to protect people. Like, how on earth did this man fall so far?
After seeing many examples of this, the biggest being them not acting on Sifo Dyas' force vision and letting a huge number of the planet's population die. On top of that, he was angered at the Jedi for denying him the right to talk to his sister. Dooku's fury with the Jedi became even more prevalent when he learned that his home planet was being invaded by pirates, but the Jedi and the Republic refused to help.
Why be part of the Galactic Federation Is it called that? The Galactic Senate? The Republic? Why be part of the Republic if the Republic doesn't give a shit about you? That is exactly the mindset that all the Outer Rim planets had when they joined the Separatists, and it makes so much sense. It's like, imagine being an American citizen, voting in American elections, paying taxes to the American government, but you don't have human rights. That's kind of what it feels like here. That's not right, brother.
He, Sifo-Dyas, and Costana once again went behind the Council's back, however, and they went to help in the fight. When they got there, Dooku's brother Ramil, who now that their father had died, was Count Ramil.
Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way! Dude! You don't even have force power! Get out of here.
Was the one who hired the pirates in the first place, and Ramil captured Dooku. Count Ramil tortured Dooku and took his life.
How on earth did he capture Dooku? Dooku's broken as shit. He's overpowered. He has force lightning. Like, how did this one dude catch him?
Saber, hoping to frame his brother. To put a stop to this, however, Dooku became one with the Force and the dark side, and he used this power to take control of an ancient Sith beast called a Tirataka, and
oh, well, that's why. His father died, his own brother captured and tortured him, and he saw no more good left in the world. The bonds with his family, the Jedi Council, the fucking piece of shit, Republic that doesn't care about this planet that's being destroyed by pirates. And this man got a stand dragon?
and he then took his corrupted brother's life. Dooku reclaimed
Killed his brother. Yeah, that'll do it.
his family title,
That's how he became Count Dooku. He inherited it after his father died and he murdered his own brother. Let's go.
becoming the Count of Sereno, and changing his name status to Count Dooku. With his reclaimed title, he also took possession of his family fortune, which was one of the largest in the galaxy. What made Dooku matter than anything was the fact that the Republic only came after the fight, but not to help them, but because when the Tirataka came up, it brought with it vast amounts of valuable resources.
That is so maddening. That is so infuriating. They only showed up for the resources that the dragon made when it showed up. Bro literally just killed his brother and unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan over here. And they're here for resources, not because that there was an actual massacre going on the planet by these fucking pirates. Like, it just shows you the level of corruption. Dude, my blood would boil. If this guy was fingering the dark side, I would go full-ass cream pieing the dark side at that point. It really goes to show that it's true Palpatine had this amazing plan to wipe out the Jedi. But the Jedi really destroyed themselves. This is awful. Holy shit.
Disgusted by the Republic and the Jedi, Dooku informed Yoda that he was resigning from the Order, and before leaving, he said goodbye to his friend Sifo-Dyas, promising him that they would see each other again. Despite his newfound wealth and power, however, Dooku all but disappeared from the public after his resignation. Most believed that he had gone into a sort of self-imposed exile with the intention of founding an offshoot version of the Jedi Order. However,
oh, dude, that would have been so crazy. Could you imagine some sort of neutral, balanced Jedi Order founded by Dooku? That would have changed everything. But the issue is, you diddle with the dark side, and the dark side diddles you back.
What was really happening was that Dooku was approached by Darth Sidious, and using Dooku's frustration with the Galactic Republic, Sidious turned Dooku to the dark side. He was given the name—
Oh, dude, you were the chosen one! I loved you! You were like a brother, Dooku!
Name Darth Tyrranis.
I can't believe it. How did he fall to the dark? I need to see that conversation. I would love to be a fly on the wall to watch that conversation. How Sidious convinced him to join the dark side. This man seemed so principled.
And with his new title, he desired both power and the elimination of the corruption that plagued the Republic. For nearly a decade after accepting—
Wait, yeah, this happened after Qui-Gon died. Right, so Maul killed Qui-Gon. Maul was sort of killed by Obi-Wan at that point. So, his Padawan was wiped out. The Sith were back, and I guess he saw the Sith as a better alternative. He said, you know what? I'm game. Let's destroy a fucking Republic.
Accepting Sidious's offer, Dooku helped his new master to implement much of the groundwork necessary to
Dude, Sidious maxed out charisma? Dude, that Sidious speech is so crazy. The Sidious speech goes so hard. Like, it is so wild. And the best part is, like, I could see, if Trump had balls that were even bigger, right? Big swinging balls, he would have given this speech, his first speech after getting shot. This would have been insane. Think about it. Bro, can you imagine? Trump gets shot, he gets the mic, and this is what he says.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Yeah!
But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger.
Bro, can you imagine that? That would have been so fucking funny. This dude, he walks off after getting shot. He stands up and he says, "The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger." If he would have had the balls to do that, he would deserve to be the president.
Begin the Clone Wars. Darth Tyrranis' most important project was overseeing the creation of a clone army. Hoping to give the project a strong layer of legitimacy and to hide his own involvement, he suggested to his old friend Sifo-Dyas the idea of creating an army for the Republic, which could be held in reserve in case of a civil war.
Wait, that's interesting. I thought Sifo-Dyas made the army, but since they were friends, Sifo-Dyas kind of gave him some sort of power over it. I didn't realize that, Dooku had the funds! He had the funds! Between Darth Sidious saying probably one of the greatest lines of all time.
Long live the banks!
Long live the banks, as Darth Sidious once said. Between him taking control of the banks and also him owning the count riches from his entire planet, these guys funded and bankrolled the entire shit and just put it on his name for the Republic, wink wink. Oh my god! Now that is some crazy-ass corruption.
Sifo-Dyas, who like Dooku was greatly troubled by the Republic and the Jedi Council, agreed to order the army from the Kaminoans.
It's so ironic to think that one of the major themes when it comes to Star Wars is the idea that when you recognize that the Council is corrupt, and you recognize that the Order is dying, you cut your losses and leave. You know? Like, I feel like that's a major moral and theme when it comes to Star Wars. Like, when the cult starts acting like a cult, you leave the cult. Like how Darth Sidious left the cult, but Sifo-Dyas did not, and it ended up being his downfall. And the same with Anakin. Anakin wasn't willing to leave the Order, even when Ahsoka did. Ahsoka left the Jedi, but Anakin did not. And because of that, Anakin fell completely to the dark side and wiped out democracy. Like, it's crazy.
Who then showed just how far he had fallen into the dark side. To ensure Sifo-Dyas couldn't talk,
No, he killed him?
Dooku hired a group called the Pikes to shoot down his old friend's ship, and he ordered them to bring his former best friend's dead body to him as
No, he ordered the murder of his best friend. Yeah, dark side start, that's what I say. You start diddling the dark side diddles you back.
proof. After he got confirmation that Sifo-Dyas was dead, he began his next task, and on one of the moons of Bogdan, Dooku recruited a bounty hunter named Jango Fett, and he used him as a template for the clone army. He recruited Fett using the name Tyrranis, rather than Dooku, just in case the Jedi started digging.
That makes sense!
Knowing that they would immediately recognize Dooku, but not the name Tyrranis.
Yeah, nice.
In order to ensure the downfall of the
That's why I go by Nuxanor. I don't want people to think I'm anywhere remotely related to Nux Taku. That guy's a fucking weirdo. He's a weirdo. I'm Nuxanor, totally different guy.
Jedi, the whole point of this operation. Dooku and Sidious put biochips in the clones' brains, which could be used to trigger a protocol called Order 66, an order that would make the clones turn on their Jedi superiors. During his time of serving
Dude, I can't believe I didn't know about that until I started doing the lore dives.
Sidious, he found out about the death of his former apprentice, Qui-Gon Jinn, something that legitimately saddened him.
Not Qui-Gon Quinn, he was so cool. Stepdad to Harley Quinn.
Qui-Gon was a great friend of his, and Dooku would forever wonder if he hadn't left the order.
That is literally not how it happened. He didn't stab him from behind like that. That's literally not even how it happened.
When I heard the news of his death, I couldn't help but wonder, had I remained in the Order, would he still have died?
Bro, are you really giving us the whole monologue? You shot down Sifo-Dyas' shit. A ship. You literally murdered your best friend. Brother,
Oh, poor Qui-Gon. Yeah, that was fucked up, wasn't it, when Qui-Gon died?
says the guy who orders the death of his best friend.
Order, would his former Padawan and friends still be alive?
Oh, yeah.
Sidious sent Dooku on a mission to recruit others to their cause, but while doing this, he ran into the newly knighted Jedi named Jackson, who
Jackson the Jaguar? No.
recruit others to their cause.
No.
But while doing this, he ran
No! This is a real guy? This is a real dude? Damn, okay.
into the newly knighted Jedi
Dude, Furry's going crazy right now.
named Jackson, who Dooku actually trained in lightsaber combat when he was a youngling.
Dude, this is literally a story of Dooku just watching all of his friends die either to his hand or his homie's hand. This is crazy.
When asked,
Niji Sanji has more drama? Alright, whatever. I can't deal with that. I'm busy looking at furry Jedi.
Dooku denied the rumors that he was creating another order of Force users.
What do you is that really what the rumors say? Force users? I would never!
And said that he was merely looking at
I bet you this man does not survive. If Jack the Jaguar Jedi survives, I am calling it there. This does not happen.
after his family's business now that he was in charge. That night, Dooku joined Jackson on a dangerous mission to find a group of gangsters.
Yeah,
and when
works.
Dooku pulled his
Really?
That night, Dooku joined Jackson
Dude, I have to read the comics.
on a dangerous mission to find a group of
Drop the lightsaber! Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Employee of the month, ladies and gentlemen. What the shit is going on? You don't say that to a Jedi. Drop the lightsaber.
gangsters. And when Dooku pulled his lightsaber out,
He was really walking around with Jackson with a red lightsaber? What? This man would not survive a game of Among Us.
Jackson was in shock that his lightsaber was red. After the fight, Jackson asked how, and Dooku told him that
Oh my god, dude, that
he was in
pose?
shock that his lightsaber was red. After the fight,
Bro's literally there with the whole youngling pose. Bro is youngling posing on this man.
Jackson asked how, and Dooku told him that he made it himself, then took Jackson's life with the red saber.
Yeah, no fucking way. No way. Dooku actually killed this. That's a shock. That's crazy. Yeah. And then you have,
Oh, maybe if I wouldn't have left the order, maybe Qui-Gon wouldn't have died.
also kills all of his friends and Padawans.
He then used the Force and forcefully ordered the gangsters to join their cause,
Wait, what the
his
fuck?
life with the red saber. He then used the
Yo! He used the Force. He just lifts all of their guns out of their hands.
I trust that you understand me.
Dude, this man has... Holy shit, bro. This man has balls. Holy shit. Chad Dooku over here going crazy. Unlimited gun works.
This is the real gate of Babylon.
Force and forcefully ordered the gangsters to join their cause, growing his and Sidious's following. Dooku eventually sought out an apprentice of his own, and he found a formerly trained Jedi and assassin named Asajj Ventress.
Asajj Ventress was a Jedi? Dude, I am learning so much.
She agreed to serve him in exchange for teachings in the ways of the dark side of the Force. When Dooku got
That's
word
a fair trade-off.
that his sister Jensai
Now, people told me I had to look into the Ventress training. Here, let me see if I can pull that up. Dooku Ventress. People told me it was good in the Clone Wars. Dooku Ventress.
A vital quality found in all Sith. Sith have no fear. And I sense much fear in you.
Oh!
You are a foolish old man.
Yo, that is the greatest voice acting I've ever heard.
You are a foolish old man.
Who knows nothing of the dark side.
Oh, she's gonna get cooked, isn't she?
Indeed.
Oh, glob! Bro, he destroyed her in 3 seconds flat! Oh my god, he cooked her! He cooked her! Damn. Bro, this is gonna be she just done, bro. It ain't nothing.
Truly, if you were Sith, would this contest be not over?
Oh, the bro is just literally cooking her.
You know nothing, old man.
Cooks her with lightning. That was cute. Oh, she's zipping around, oh, bro. She's trying to give him the back shots. Oh no! Just how do you block it with that thing? That's just sad. That is so sad. No way, that just happened. Wait. Okay. Dude, are you ready for the most disrespectful defeat of all time? Look at this. Look at this. I've never seen something like this in my life. Ain't no way. Yoink. Bloop. It's over. It's over. He just slurped her. Oh my, and he just ragdolls her. This was never a competition.
It would not be so easy to defeat a Sith.
So finish it.
We have other plans.
Oh,
Have you
bro, look at the lightsaber throbbing by her throat.
been watching, Master?
See, Disney wouldn't do that.
I have indeed.
Lord Cuckius! I have been watching all along like my master before me.
Lord Tyrranis,
I pulled a sneako for this moment.
the child's skill with a lightsaber are most impressive.
Yeah, anyway, whatever. So he fucking annihilates her. Alright, I got the gist.
Had been kidnapped. He sent his new apprentice Asajj Ventress to go rescue her. Eventually, Dooku came face to face with his sister, and a seriously injured Jenza told him that she wanted to help him, and that she did not recognize the man he had become. He, however, showed no sign of remorse, and ordered Ventress to kill her.
Literally, this man was gooning for his sister the entire time. That's why he left the order and he just sent an assassin to kill her. How many... Dude, the biggest fucking cope of all time is that this man was so sad when Qui-Gon died. Oh, I can't believe Qui-Gon died. If I would have stayed, maybe it would have been different. Says the guy who kills his brother and orders the death of his sister and his best friend and his other Padawan, the tiger guy. All right, dude.
After this, it was clear that Dooku no longer based his choices on what he believed was
It's crazy. I do really like the way this character has developed. Like, if you think about it, he had an ideology that was pure all along. He left the Jedi for pure purposes, but once he fell to the dark side and got this dark side power, the absolute power just corrupted him absolutely. Like, this is a good man with good ideologies and good logic that just fell too far. Like, I feel like he and Ahsoka had very, very similar paths. I think that there has to be some sort of cyclical theming when it comes to both of these characters, because I feel like Ahsoka and Tyrranis over here had the same vibe, except once they left the order, one picked the side of light and the other picked the side of darkness. And the one that picked the side of darkness just got so corrupted. Just goes to show. And that's what the Jedi Order ultimately is. The Jedi Order, I feel like they need to have all these rules. At least this is what they say. They need all the rules. They need all the regulations. They need all the cultish ideologies to prevent people from becoming Count Dooku.
right, but rather, he based them on the dark side. Over the past 10 years, Dooku had been keeping a low profile and was out of the public's eye, but he made his return in a spectacular fashion, giving a speech in which he criticized the corruption and shortcomings of the Republic. This speech set the stage for a separatist movement, the biggest threat that the Republic had faced in a long time. He began to draw more and more people into their cause, which formed the Confederacy of Independent Systems, and he began going at the heart of each planet's government. One day, Dooku met with Tarkin.
Wait, he actually just went from government to government and was like, alright, you guys want to be free, you don't like the government, you will join me and it'll be fine, and if not, I will murder all of you. What do you say? Well, you don't leave us with much choice here.
Which in truth was orchestrated by Sidious to test Tarkin's loyalties, and Tarkin stayed true to his commitment to the Republic. Dooku promised Vice
Sidious sent Dooku to Tarkin to recruit him, but Tarkin said no. And that was his test to know that he would be perfect to be part of the Republic and a good general. That after he makes the Empire, he can rely on him, bro. Sidious out here playing 4D chess, holy shit.
Test Tarkin's loyalties, and Tarkin stayed true to his commitment to the Republic. Dooku promised Viceroy Gunray of the Trade Federation that he would assassinate Senator Amidala if he signed his treaty. Gunray accepted, and Dooku immediately sent Jango Fett to get the job done. Despite the failure of Jango's mission, Dooku was able to have the Trade Federation, the Banking Clan,
The Banking Clan, you say? My brothers in arms?
Long live the banks!
Long live the banks, ladies and gentlemen! Don't forget your alliances!
Techno Union, the Commerce Guild, and the Corporate Alliance all signed his treaty on Geonosis, formalizing the Confederacy of Independent Systems and giving them a great edge in the fight against the Republic.
Edge?
During the meeting, Obi-Wan Kenobi arrived and was captured. When Dooku visited Obi-Wan, he spoke of Qui-Gon.
You forget that he was once my apprentice, just as you were once his.
Yes, we share lots of friendship and kindness. I was so sad when he died. Don't ask me anything about Sifo Dyas. That was unavoidable.
He then angered Obi-Wan, saying that Qui-Gon would have joined his cause.
Qui-Gon Jinn would never join you.
Dooku oversaw the assassination of Obi-Wan, his apprentice Anakin,
This is not an assassination, this is an execution. It is not the same thing.
and Senator Amidala. But when Mace Windu showed up, he and many other Jedi fought back. When Dooku's former master Yoda arrived with the clone army, it was just as Dooku and Sidious had planned. And
It's crazy that this is all part of the plan. I know that I've said this before when we were talking about the Star Wars politics video, but This was one of the most triumphant moments for me. As a kid, watching the clones show up and save the Jedi, it was such a triumphant moment when it was in actuality just the beginning of the end. Like, it's really crazy to look at it from that perspective, you know?
And it felt good for him to one-up his former master. As the clones arrived, the Battle of Geonosis started, which in turn began the Clone Wars. Shortly after the start of the battle, Dooku fought Obi-Wan and Anakin and sliced Obi-Wan's arm and leg and cut Anakin's arm off.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it happen. It was crazy. Bro, dude, Anakin losing limbs, like, holy shit.
And faced his former master, and though he one-upped him before,
dude, I love this fight. Yoda flying around. Fucking Muppet.
he realized that Yoda's power was too
Much to learn, you still have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, Dooku casually owned all the main characters. Dude, Dooku is unironically awesome. Man's the GOAT.
great, and to escape, he
Suck the penis, you still do. Penis of the dark side, that is.
used the Force to drop a heavy pillar on Anakin and Obi-Wan, and while Yoda saved them,
I still feel like this is super heavy symbolism to how Yoda saved his life from the earthquake on his home planet.
Dooku got away. After escaping, Dooku met with Sidious and gave him the plans of the Death Star, which he had acquired while on Geonosis. Dooku and his master later recruited the cyborg General Grievous to lead the
General Grievous.
I fucking love this guy. I love that this dude did that I did a deep dive on him first. It is, I think, what got me into the idea that all these characters have epic backstories, and how they developed into who they are in the actual movies is so dope. Check out my Grievous video. That man is the GOAT.
droid army they had acquired while signing the treaty.
Another addition to my collection.
And Dooku trained Grievous in the Jedi arts. Secretly, Dooku supported the terrorist group called Death Watch on the planet Mandalore, and
Yeah, he's actually still a good guy, guys. I'll keep coping. Yeah, he funded terrorists, sure, but like, I mean, in his defense, he wanted the
worked closely with their leader, Pre Vizsla. Together, they tried to kill Satine, the Duchess of Mandalore, but they failed, and Duchess Satine put a stop to their plans through diplomatic measures. This helps.
Diplomatic measures. That's a cute way to say they're fucking mean.
Set into motion a cause to stop the clone.
Dude, I'm sorry. I've been so disenfranchised with politics recently. I feel like I have become the jaded individual I've sworn to destroy. Like, every time I see political discussions at this point, I'm like, wow, dude, this world kind of fucking sucks. Like, these people, they are your representatives, and they don't care about you at all. At all!
Wars. But Dooku, who was angered by this and had to keep the Clone Wars going, set off a bomb in the heart of the planet city during Padme Amidala's speech.
What piece of shit. Doesn't like a speech sets off a bomb in the middle of the city? This is like Joker shit.
Making the war stay in place and be more prevalent than ever.
It's like, hey, can you interrupt the speech? Sure thing, I got you, no problem. I don't know, maybe like, you know, tap a glass or something. Yeah, I got it. I don't know, maybe you can like hit the table or fart in public or make a funny joke. Yeah, I got this, homie. Like, but seriously, just do something weird. I don't know, drop a plate. Drop a plate. I got this. Sets off a bomb in the center of the city.
One day, Dooku was told by Sidious that Ventress was becoming too powerful, and he was given orders to eliminate her.
Are you actually serious? Ventress became too strong and he was ordered to kill Ventress? Why? She was actually loyal to the dark side, right?
Following his master's orders, Dooku left Ventress for dead in a battle against the Republic and the Jedi.
You have failed me for the last time. You are no longer my apprentice. And now, you shall die.
Ventress, however...
That's crazy. Sidious feared Ventress? Are you joking? Why on earth would Sidious fear Ventress? Sidious doesn't like the idea of getting killed in his sleep? Yeah, well, I mean, sure, I guess. But, like, dude, I didn't realize she was such a threat. That's crazy. So she was fighting on their side in the Clone Wars the whole time and then just snuffed out? Because why not? Man, we gotta do Ventress lore at some point. She was a witch, apparently. There was this whole witch lore. And I don't get my Star Wars witch lore from the Acolyte, that's for sure.
However, just barely escaped the exploding ship, and she returned home to Dathomir. When she got better, she and two other Night Sisters headed to Sereno, where they attacked Dooku, and though his senses were dulled by a poisoned dart, and he couldn't see them, he still defeated them and threw them out his window.
This guy got ambushed in the middle of the night, while he was sleeping, while he was poisoned, while they were invisible, and he one-shot them. Dooku is on some shit. Like, this is crazy. This man was sleeping, poisoned, blinded, they were invisible, got jumped, got outnumbered, and Chad Dooku over here one-tapped them. Literally gave them the Mace Windu treatment, throwing them out the window.
Mother Talzin of Dathomir then allowed Dooku to have another apprentice, and he took
Oh my god! They keep giving him new apprentices every single time! It's like, alright, your last apprentice got weird and sussy, you have to kill her. Anyway, here's a new apprentice.
Savage Opress under his wing, not knowing that he was actually brainwashed to be on Ventress and the Night Sisters side.
Oh my god, it never ends!
Dooku trained him in the ways of the Force, and he became extremely powerful, taking on any mission Dooku threw at him. When Savage killed one of his targets, however, Dooku was furious because he wanted him alive, and he used Force Lightning to punish Savage.
Holy shit, this is crazy. If you want to be Dooku's apprentice, you gotta be into some masochist shit, not even gonna lie.
Ventress then arrived, and she turned Savage on Dooku just as she had planned. Dooku—
oh my god, actual 2v1. Remember, these characters, they were too powerful to be left alive according to Sidious, and they're 2v1ing him right now.
Savage. Ventress then arrived, and she turned Savage on Dooku just as she had planned. Dooku fought both of them, and it was not an easy task. Dooku and Ventress eventually left Savage behind, and Dooku defeated Ventress. However, right when
he's playing them so well.
When he was about to kill her, she used the Force to move his lightsaber, and she barely escaped. Dooku was behind many—
Dude, this guy's freaking awesome. I love him. The Savage is Darth Maul's brother. Yeah, I got that from the spiky head. But yeah, damn, this is crazy. I didn't realize that Dooku was in so many different fights. This guy was awesome.
Many of the battles in the Clone Wars, such as the fight against Malevolence.
Bro, I don't know. If I was Sauron, I would pick Count Dooku to be my Sauron.
The Battle of Ryloth, the Water War, the Gungan Battle on Naboo, the fight against the Slavers, and the battle that ended the Night Sisters. For the end of the Night Sisters, Dooku ordered Grievous to wipe out Mother Talzin, Ventress, and
Dude, I love how Grievous was just purely loyal all along. His goal, it's so awesome. See, Ventress is a Sith. You can never trust a Sith because Sith will always betray you. Well, maybe she wasn't a Sith, maybe she was just a Darksider, but she was on that path. She had dark side force powers, so you could never trust her. At some point, she's gonna betray you. At some point, she's gonna overthrow you. She has her own ideologies and plans. Grievous, he's not corrupted by the Force. This man is a honed Jedi killer, and you can trust a Jedi killer to kill Jedi. So awesome, dude.
The rest of the sisters, but what he did not anticipate was that Talzin could attack him even though he was back on Sereno. As she used magic to torture Dooku, he ordered Grievous to find Talzin and kill her before—
Bro, this man is getting hit by voodoo dolls across the world! This man's been through hell! I can't believe this man's a monster!
Or she killed him. Moments before Dooku's death, Grievous got to her, but she escaped, which in turn released Dooku from her torture. On one occasion—
Brother! What a mad lad!
Dooku worked with Dark—
How did he survive all of this? Was part of the Jedi, left the Jedi in an earthquake, fought Yoda. Men fought off Yoda. And Anakin and Obi-Wan at the same time. And Ventress and Savage at the same time. He's been hit by every poison dart and voodoo doll in the galaxy. And bro just keeps walking.
Ravna, who was a vampiric creature. Dooku hoped to use Ravna's ability to infect any living being into an unknown violent species to transform millions of clones and swiftly end the Clone Wars.
Bro was serious about this! He was gonna unleash a freaking pathogenic virus! Bro was gonna unleash COVID-20!
However, as they were putting their plans in motion, they came face to face with Obi-Wan and Adi Gallia, and during this, Ravna betrayed Dooku and planned to infect all beings in the galaxy.
This guy gets betrayed a lot. Have you noticed how often this man gets betrayed? Dude, you gotta be a gangster Sith to survive like this 6th betrayal. Mr. President, a 6th betrayal has hit the lad.
Not just the clones. Dooku used Force Lightning on him and ordered the Jedi to kill him, and the Jedi did just that. Dooku's past came back to bite him. When Sifo Dyas' ship and lightsaber were found in the wreckage that his body had been pulled from by the Pikes, the people that Dooku had hired to kill him. Dooku then learned that the person Sifo Dyas was with, named Soma, was still alive and was being—
Soma? Like Shokugeki no Soma?
Held by the Pikes as leverage in case Dooku turned on them.
Wow. You can never trust an assassin, I guess. Dude, you can't get assassins these days. Assassins these days, they all have their own shit, their own nefarious garbage.
When Sidious found out the Jedi were investigating Sifo Dyas, he contacted Dooku and
It's crazy that he force chokes him through a hologram. Sidious is fucked up.
Choked him as punishment for leaving a loose end.
Dude, this poor guy, poor Dooku. I cannot stop standing this man. This man fell in with the wrong crowd. He left the Jedi Order and he just fell in with Sidious. Sidious's charisma is maxed out. Maxed charisma stats. It's not even fair. Dude, Dooku got... Honestly, Dooku got the short end of the lightsaber. Poor guy.
Then ordered him to find the loose end and terminate it. When Dooku went to the pipe,
He might be the most tragic character in Star Wars that I've, like, done lore dive so far. No, Grievous was pretty fucked up, too.
he found Anakin and Obi-Wan with Silman, and right before Silman was about to reveal the plan
Let me guess, he kills him, because this man does not leave his best friends alive.
they had set into place with the clones, Dooku force-choked him to shut him up.
Dooku. Dooku's, he's an actual menace. He's an actual menace.
However, later on, the Pikes revealed to Anakin and Obi-Wan that Dooku was Tyrranis, the name they had come to know as the person who hired Jango Fett for the clone army, and thus alerted the Jedi to the fact that Dooku was behind the army all along.
Yeah, that's crazy, this twist. God, and then they actually hit you with the Yoda quote, like an actual banger Yoda quote.
Luckily for Dooku, the Jedi kept this a secret, thinking it would only cause protests to stop the war.
Yeah, because when they said this, when they figured out about this, they say, Yoda, what do we do? Do we still use the clones? Is it the right way? And Yoda says,
The right way. No, the only way. Yes.
God, they already lost the fight. It's so crazy to think about it.
A true look at how Dooku was right about some aspects of corruption in the Jedi Order.
Yeah, like right after it's like, the reason why Tyrranis left is because, Dooku thought the Jedi Order was corrupt. And then it cuts to the Jedi Order deciding to lie to the world about the clones.
Dooku assisted his master in interrogating his predecessor,
You summoned me, master.
and Sidious's previous apprentice, Darth
No,
Maul.
not Darth Maul with the robot legs. No.
Dooku used Force Lightning to
Bro, this guy's a fucking torturer. He is vicious.
torture him. Maul escaped, however, and Dooku had to go after him. On his mission to track Maul down, he was captured by Maul, and even worse, the ship
Maul captured Dooku? How did that even happen? The Maul versus Sidious fight is goated. You should watch it. Well, we didn't get there yet.
came under attack by the Republic. Maul and Talzin worked together to get Dooku to temporarily turn on Sidious, Mother Talzin saying that he was already looking for a new apprentice, and this convinced Dooku to work with Maul. Together,
I didn't know any of this was going on. This is insane. Dooku working with Maul and the witch guy to rebel against Sidious?
they fought off clones and Jedi, and as they were making their escape, Dooku stabbed Master Tip Lee right in the stomach,
Yikes, scheissels.
taking her
Bro, I have something to show you as he jabs a thick, throbbing blade directly into her abdomen. I felt like that could be taken a different way.
life. The two used this moment to escape and went back to Dathomir. There, Mother Talzin used Count Dooku to drain his life and put it inside of her own so that she could be reborn in his body.
Oh God!
The process worked just as General Grievous, along with Darth Sidious himself, arrived.
Dude, I love how General Grievous is just eternally loyal. His goal is killing fucking Jedi. And he will never, ever be dissuaged from that. Like, a Sith will betray you, but General Grievous? Nah, that dude's the GOAT. That dude's the GOAT.
Mother Talzin used Dooku's body to fight Sidious, and Sidious demanded that she release his apprentice. Sidious tortured her so badly that she finally left Dooku's body. Dooku and Sidious then worked together to fight Mother Talzin, and as they held her at bay, Grievous stabbed her with his lightsaber.
Grievous takes the frag, baby!
Killing Talzin once and for all. After the fight,
God damn. So Talzin is like the leader of the witches, right? Damn, they really genocided that whole fucking group.
Dooku fell to his knees and begged for Sidious's forgiveness for letting Maul escape, but Sidious said that it was alright, because that was all part of the plan.
For some reason, I guess, because why not?
Dooku later
It's crazy to think that that witch lady is somehow maybe even stronger than Sidious, right? Sidious needed Dooku and Grievous to take her out. That's kind of wild. That's some crazy stats.
received the Raxian Humanitarian Award
Yeah, we have to look at some of the most overpowered entities in Star Wars lore. That's on the list.
for his services to the Confederacy, and he gave a speech to a large crowd defending the Separatist cause and attacking the Republic and Jedi. While at the public banquet, he was confronted by his old apprentice, Asajj Ventress,
Ah, she's still out there wandering around.
and she challenged him to a duel, which he agreed to. He, however, contacted Grievous for reinforcements, but what he did not know was that Ventress had an apprentice of her own named
Wow, dude, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Ventress and Tyrranis make up that they're gonna have a duel. She brings her apprentice and he brings Grievous. Classic Sith. I will meet you for one-on-one combat. it ends up becoming a 2-on-2. It's like, sure.
And Quinlan Vos, a former Jedi who was trained in the ways of the dark side by Ventress, and he locked Grievous in a room so
Bro. Fair and square. Both proceed to cheat.
he couldn't help Dooku. Dooku dueled both Ventress and Vos, and he overpowered them. He knocked Vos unconscious and captured him, but Ventress ended up getting away. Dooku took Vos back to Sereno, and there he tortured him and brainwashed him. He then showed Vos a video of Ventress killing his former Jedi Master.
Damn, holy shit, man, mind broke this lad.
Something that Vos did not want to believe, but when Dooku showed him his former Jedi Master's lightsaber, Vos realized that Dooku was telling the
You know how he had it?
This will make a fine addition to his collection.
truth. When Ventress came to rescue Vos, Vos had given into the dark side and attacked Ventress.
Wow.
Following the
Oh my god, what a fucking bitch. Dooku's like, why should I be the one to deal with Ventress when I can brainwash Ventress' student into doing it for me?
attack, Vos became Dooku's new Sith apprentice, and he carried out many missions that Dooku sent him
Wild.
on, now a deadly separatist agent. He and Dooku eventually came up with a plan, and Vos went to the Jedi, pleading that he was good again. He was taken back by the Jedi.
He literally made him a sleeper agent! He turned this man into a sleeper agent! Oh my god.
To betray them and give Dooku inside information to help the separatists. The Jedi, thinking it was Vos that leaked the information, they gave him a task to prove his loyalty to them once and for all, and all he had to do was kill Dooku. Vos agreed, and
All he had to do was kill the guy that was giving the entire group the most trouble.
when he came face to face with Dooku,
Dude, Dooku's plays are like actually insane. From hiring assassins to kill his friends to brainwashing his enemy students into trying to kill them, like, this man's actually freaking 16 head. Like, we compliment Sidious for his planning, and while Sidious definitely gets credit for the macro planning, on a micro level, Darth Tyrranis is the GOAT.
he ended up fighting for real, turning on his master, and when he defeated him, he demanded an audience with Darth Sidious.
He lost his apprentice? Oh my god.
But before Dooku could answer, the two were captured by the Jedi. Together, however, they escaped and went on board Ventress' ship, but the ship was shot down. A wounded Dooku guided both Vos and Ventress to a separatist stronghold. When they got there, they were
Alright, this is the difference between strategy and tactics. Sidious is a strategist, Dooku is a tactician, and together, they brought an entire galaxy into an endless Clone Wars. Like, it just goes to show the different pieces, the moving pieces.
attacked by the Republic army, and Ventress became wounded. Dooku took this opportunity to kill both of his former apprentices,
That's where he did it?
and Ventress dove in front
Evil is always clear to see, Master Yoda.
I love how he still has respect. He calls him Master Yoda. He doesn't just call him Yoda or green little fucker, right? Like, he has respect for Yoda, ultimately. But damn, and that's when he took the opportunity to kill both of them. The irony, because they were both his apprentices at different times. One was the other one's apprentice that he brainwashed. Oh my god.
of a lethal blast of Force lightning, saving Vos from certain death, and giving Dooku the satisfaction of taking hers. Vos, who was furious at Ventress' death, went after Dooku and defeated him.
Wow, dude!
But before killing him, he realized what he was doing was wrong and spared the Sith Lord's life.
No! This man did what Anakin couldn't. Anakin could not do that, but he was able to.
Dooku then escaped in the chaos. Dooku was sent on another mission, this time to kidnap the Supreme Chancellor Palpatine during the Battle of Coruscant, and he held him captive on Grievous' ship. When Anakin and Obi-Wan showed up, they had another duel. He once
God, I love this duel.
again finished Obi-Wan off first, just like their last fight on Geonosis. But when he fought Anakin this time around, he was shocked at how skillful Anakin had become, and before he knew it, he was
That's some underhanded tactics. A hand to Dooku. Man did a good job. A hand to Dooku. He was disarmed by Anakin. It was pretty rough.
defeated, both of his hands cut off, and he was being held down on his knees, two lightsabers held at his neck.
Good, Anakin. Do it.
Anakin then killed Dooku once
Do it.
and for all in the Chancellor's order.
You see that subscribe button? You see it? See it? Is it glowing? It might be glowing. See that subscribe button? Do it. The like button? Do it. Ah! That's the clip that he uses. His head goes roly-polying away. It's crazy.
Dooku's death had little effect on Sidious, as he was of course
Little effect on Sidious. This was literally his entire plan. He groomed Dooku to fight this war in the best way possible, and Dooku was the perfect person to be on his side in this war. Dooku used him up once he knew that the war was about to end and had Anakin be the one to fully embrace the dark side and kill him. In Star Wars, the Groom Wars. Man went from grooming one guy to grooming the guy that killed him. And in this groom-off, Darth Sidious reigned supreme. God, Dooku did exactly what he needed him to do.
Was the one who gave the order to kill him, though nobody knew this. And it turned out that Mother Talzin had been right, and Sidious was looking for another apprentice already. It became clear that he orchestrated Dooku's death so that his new apprentice would kill his old apprentice.
Classic, bro.
Anakin, who took the name Darth Vader, took Dooku's place as Sidious executed Order 66, the thing that Dooku was so heavily involved in before the start of the war.
Yep.
Sidious thought that Dooku had served his purpose.
He did, and he did. He served his purpose flawlessly. He destabilized the entire galaxy with this micro-level tactical battles. Bro single-handedly put the Jedi Order so thin that Sidious was able to infiltrate from the inside and take over an entire republic. Holy shit.
And he was just one small pawn in a very large and elaborate plan he had set up. Dooku would not be missed by anybody.
Hey, what am I, chopped liver? Bro, what do you mean?
A man who killed his best friend, his family, and turned on those most loyal to him. All of which was in vain, as he—
In vain? Bro started the Empire of the Sith, okay?
He served the—
He hated the Jedi Order, and well, he wiped out the Jedi Order. I'm just saying.
master who did not care about him. He was a man who could have lived an admirable life as a Jedi, but instead, he chose a lonely and hard life with little reward for his accomplishments.
I don't know, I feel like this is the wrong takeaway from this man's story. This man's story is not to be looked at as someone who could have been a great Jedi but ended up falling to the dark side and having nothing. That's not the takeaway for Dooku's story. He was a good Jedi. He recognized the flaws in the Order, but when he left, he fell upon the wrong crowd that groomed him in the wrong way and turned him down a wrong path. A path finding power. And unfortunately, once you head down that path, it's really, really hard to back out. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to recognize that after leaving one cult, he was just indoctrinated into another one instead. The fact is, and the tragedy is, that this dude got a taste of power and it corrupted him because he thought he was running away from something and didn't realize he was running towards something darker. That's the tragedy of Count Dooku, the Cuck.
Thank you so much.
That was a great video, though. That was a good video. Life of Count Dooku by Movie Flame. So Dooku trained the guy who trained the guy that trained the guy that murdered him. Yes, makes sense to me. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate you you joining on this lore dive of Count Dooku. I think he's one of the most interesting characters and possibly one of the most relatable of the Sith character arcs that I've seen so far. I really liked the idea that he was trying to run away. He didn't realize what he was running towards. 10,000 likes for another Sith deep dive. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, your boy is here to consume all lore. And diving further into the Star Wars lore rabbit hole, because there's actually some pretty cool shisa out there that doesn't seem to show up in the canon, let's talk about some shisa that did show up in the canon, unfortunately. So we could talk about the tragedy of Darth Plagiues the Wise. Here's a video dropped by the Scoundrels Cantina. Don't know them, but it's the full story of Darth Plagiues the Wise. Apparently there was a whole book about Darth Plagiues, the sensei of Palpatine, the dude who kind of birthed Anakin, if I'm thinking correctly, and somebody who showed up in the canon for the first time just yesterday at the end of the Acolyte, Disney's Acolyte, the travesty against man and God. They literally showed him as some cuck cameo at the end, just behind in the cave, just watching behind in the sidelines. And he was just standing there watching all the fuckery unfold like the cuck that they made him be, which is kind of wild. But anyway, let's go the actual full story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Apparently this one's crazy.
Move it, troopers! On the double!
All right.
Fire!
Yeah! Yo, that's a great intro. Dude, Darth Gooner, literally in the Goon Cave, just watching this weird sexy scene between the Sith guy and the freaking lady and the Acolyte. It's crazy. Alright, Darth Plagueis the Wise. So a lot of people tell me he's like such a fascinating character from the books, and I'm ready to cook. I'm ready to cook. Let me know future Sith guys you want me to cover, because the Sith are way more interesting than the Jedi. All right? Darth Plagueis the cooked. Oh, no.
Hey guys, this is Luke from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another episode of A Star Wars Story.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagiues the Wise?
Why, no, I have not. Please tell me.
In this video, we'll be telling you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, who is most notably seen in the Plagueis novel, as well as having a brief but iconic mention in Star Wars Episode 3, The Revenge.
He has a whole novel! I'm ready here. That's why your boy, Darth Sneeko, standing in the cave and watching the action go down. Can we stop insulting this man, okay? The Acolyte's not real. Disney Star Wars never happened. There are no sequel trilogies, and Darth Sidious stayed dead, okay? I don't want to hear any of this.
Revenge of the Sith. As always, we're mixing the expanded universe and canon because we believe that there is no reason why most of it can't fit together. Todd, the other scoundrel, will be having the honors of narrating the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. So anyway, let's
Do it.
Let's do it. Oh god, this guy's awesome.
Hugo Damask was a Force-sensitive male Mun born sometime between 147 years before the Battle of Yavin and 120 BBY on
Dude, look at this guy. Look at the man's face. Holy shit. Long live the banks. Shut up, chat!
the planet Mygeeto. Tsukar Damask was a banking clan executive. Before he was born, the reigning Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Tenebris, predicted that Car Damask's offspring would be strong in the Force, so he arranged for Hugo's mother.
So he literally groomed Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis was actually groomed. He was actually a grooming victim. Groomed by the dark side of the Force, that is.
To have an affair and bear him a child.
Holy shit. He literally NTR'd Darth Plagueis' mother. He sensed through the Force that she would have an overpowered baby, so he literally freaking NTR'd the mom to groom the baby. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yo, this man's fucking dedicated.
Tenebris was searching for a powerful apprentice whom he would eventually possess thanks to the Maxichlorians, with which his consciousness would survive, hoping to eventually take control of the Chosen One.
Wait, that was actually Tenebris's plan all along, was to find someone to be strong enough to make the Chosen One and put his subconsciousness on the iCloud so that he could eventually take control of the Chosen One later. Holy shit, Tenebris is cooking. You see what I mean? Every single Sith, every character that's not even mentioned here is so dope. Like, these characters are amazing. There's so much info about them. I think what changed my perspective completely about Star Wars lore is when I did the Grievous video, and I realized there is so much lore to General Grievous that just is so awesome.
When he would appear. Around the age of 5, little Hugo found
Bro's face looks like a penis. Like, it's crazy though. That design goes hard.
out that he was Force sensitive for the first time, and at one point used the mind trick on a Mun youngling, convincing him to commit suicide.
Fuck, dude. And when you're that influential, I'm gonna pull up a clip. You guys might not appreciate it, and I might get in trouble for it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. There's no such thing as comedy if you're not willing. Bro, over here, Darth Plagueis, he goes to Boogie 2988, and this is Boogie's immediate response.
He comes home, he's like, you know that episode of South Park where like fucking Cartman's like, I've got golden dick. He's like, I've got this cancer, bro. Now I can fucking make tons of views, and I can fucking
like imagine like after googling knife. Do not do anything with that knife. No, no, he wants me.
Bro's actually threatening to kill himself on a video to make someone feel bad. Like, literally to make people feel bad.
No, he told me to, right?
Darth Plagueis, what have you done to Boogie? No!
No.
Oh, this is George Bannon eating a sandwich.
Right now.
George Bannon eating a sandwich, Destiny.
Put that away right now.
You fucking piece of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, what a fucking loser. Holy shit. Actually crazy. God, I can't believe Boogie would go there. Anyway, point is, it was Darth Plagueis all along. Literally standing, gooning in the cave, in the sidelines. That's actually what happened. That's the truth. A lot of you fakers don't know the actual truth here, but the truth is that, here, let me show you what Darth Plagueis was doing the entire time. Let me show you what Darth Plagueis was doing the whole time. This is where he was. He was right here, guys. Okay?
I'm not my sister.
First of all, the Acolyte hitting you with the hardest bar of all time, I am not my sister, which is probably one of the greatest lines in the history of cinema, okay?
We're definitely not.
and gets immediately returned with another solid line written by writers and not at all ChatGPT. The response of "I am not my sister" being met with the immediate "You are not," which is pretty fire.
They made that deal without even thinking about it.
God, you can see all the emotion on her face. Such great writing. Such great writing. I love the scene of literally nothing. God, you remember the iconic shots of the original Star Wars? This is them now. Feel old yet? And in the Goon Cave, the vagina passage into the mountain. The Gooner, Cuck Lord of the Sith, arrives. It was Darth Plagiues all along. As he emerges from the Goon Cave after his cuckery, watching them flirt in the sand. Penis Lord of the Sith. It's pretty fucking sad. The Sith have been edging for 1,000 years.
Eventually, Car Damask would hand Higo over to Darth Tenebris to be trained as a Sith, in return getting a career advancement arranged by the Dark Lord's shadowy sources. Tenebris would at one point name Higo Damask Darth Plagiues, and after 25 years of being his apprentice and training in the ways of the Sith, finally went on their first mission together.
Yo. So hold on. So this is back in the days, before the Sith were actually known to the Jedi. Well, obviously the Sith were always around. Since Darth Bane, they had the rule of 2, so there were only 2 Sith in every generation. But the Jedi obviously never knew that the Sith were a thing until Darth Maul shows up. So at this point, they're going on missions, they're doing shit, all plotting on somehow taking down the Jedi. And this is the story of 2 of those Sith.
During all this time, Plagueis' father, Car Damask, had become the chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan, and eventually...
No! That's Darth Plagueis' father? There's no way! He was in the banking clan! Oh, why did he gotta have such a big nose? This is... I feel personally targeted right now. I feel personally targeted right now. Oh, God, dude, I cannot escape. I cannot escape. Dude, where's the quote? The famous Chancellor Palpatine quote. Dude, for...
And the Jedi Rebellion has been foiled.
What's happened?
The Chancellor's been elaborating on a plot by the Jedi to overthrow the Senate.
Oh, God.
The remaining Jedi will be hunted down and defeated.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Oh, God, this is gonna be the next Trump speech. Fuck. God, dude, I love it so much. The over-dramatizing.
But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger.
No! And anyway, that part's not important. Don't worry about the casual genocide going on.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire!
I feel like I literally found the wrong fucking video, and I'm just letting it play because the speech is so freaking charismatic. It's crazy. But the point is, I feel like maybe this is
It is clear to the banking clan it was Rush Clovis who was behind the corruption that almost caused our collapse. In hope of a better tomorrow, we cede control of the banks to the office of the Chancellor of the Galactic Republic.
It is with great humility
I love how he always starts with great humility.
that I take on this immense responsibility.
Yeah.
Rest assured, when the Clone Wars end, I shall reinstate the banks as we once knew them.
Yeah, you totally are gonna reinstate the banks after the Clone Wars ends.
But during these treacherous times, we cannot in good conscience... Long live the banks!
That's what I wanted! It was worth it! All for that! Long live the banks! Yeah! Long live the banks! I'm keeping this on the other monitor. I'm gonna use this literally all the time right now. Long live the banks!
Eventually fell gravely ill due to a rare defect in his genes, which was passed down to all of his children except for Higo because he had a different mother. Higo's siblings hated him for having a different mother.
Wait, dude. Wait, dude. No. Wait. These are all of Higo's brothers? These are all of Higo's brothers, but what's their disease? A nose? Is the nose the disease? Dude, there's no way this is real. Wait, what? Dog, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. I am not.
All of Higo's siblings have something that he does not. I don't know, bro!
What is it? What do you think that thing is that he doesn't have that they have? You tell me. They all look identical. Bro, tell me one thing that he's different from the... All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna... It's always the nose. It's always the nose. We found your brethren, boss. Listen, just because I don't mind the Jew jokes in chat, it doesn't mean YouTube won't. So you guys have to calm down.
Except for Higo, because he had a different mother. Higo's siblings hated him for having a different mother and spent millions of credits for treatments to their illness, all the while Plagius had a geneticist conduct phony treatments and took pleasure in his siblings' early death.
Bro, look, no nose! Bro got the Voldemort treatment before it was cool.
Because of this, he inherited all of his family's wealth, as well as the company Damask Holding.
I love it, bro. He's literally a Nepo baby. He just... this dude out here, he just inherited all this shit.
During the years, Darth Plagius didn't receive proper training from Tenebris and was usually sent on easy missions because his master simply wanted to ensure that he lived long enough to possess the Chosen One. Because of this, a lot of power that he wielded was self-taught. In 67 BBY...
Wait, so... Hold on. Darth Tenebris never really trained Darth Plagius, and Plagius taught himself? Dude, if you think about it, Darth Tenebris is kind of a piece of shit. Bro knew that Plagius's mom would give birth to a powerful Sith. So all he did, he NTRs the mom. Alright, he NTRs the mom, makes sure that the kid develops all sorts of Jiu-Jitsu skills, and takes the kid, who inherits all sorts of crazy amounts of wealth and money as the head of the banking clan. Alright, so he got money, he got friends, he got him. He doesn't really train him because all he needs is for Darth Plagueis to be alive long enough in order for the Chosen One to show up so that he could download his consciousness into the Chosen One. Darth Tenebris is a monster.
The two Sith Lords traveled to the planet Baldemnik to survey a Cortosis mine where their mining probe went haywire, leading to a gas explosion. As Tenebris used the Force to shield them from the explosion, Plagueis felt the dark side inform him that the time to take the mantle of Sith Master has come, so
oh my god, Darth Tenebris saves him and then he just kills him. Oh, dude, the Sith are so cool. I love them so much. They're such an iconic idea for a villain group.
He brought down huge stone slabs on top of his master, after which Plagueis informed him that his death would mark the end of the Rule of Two, and snapped his neck.
What do you mean marks the end of the Rule of Two? Huh?
Immediately after this, Plagueis
True.
would lose his powers of precognition because Tenebris went through his plan by infecting him, although after witnessing his death at the hands of his apprentice, Tenebris panicked and left his body. Not long
Shit, so Tenebris was actually still around. Darth Tenebris pulled the ultimate sneaky. It's like, I feel like what's so cool about the Sith is, you know, you have this Rule of Two ever since Darth Bane, right? So Darth Bane happened, he institutes the Rule of Two, there's only 2 Sith in every generation. And they keep betraying each other and betraying each other and betraying each other until you have the 2 Sith of the modern day. But what's so fascinating is every single Sith master somehow betrays the Rule of Two, but there still ends up being this Rule of Two. Tenebris brings Plagueis, doesn't train him properly, uploads his consciousness to some sort of cloud device to possess the Chosen One. He cheated the Rule of Two as well. Darth Plagueis right now is about to betray the Rule of Two. Alright? Darth Sidious also sort of wanted, his plan was also kind of to betray it, right? It was always about a master and an apprentice, but he never actually planned on Darth Vader taking him down, right? Every single Sith betrays the very structure of the Sith Order, but that is exactly what keeps the Sith Order alive. It is so cool. It's so sick. Like, to see this multi-generational conflict. God, dude, the Sith are literally so dope.
After, Darth Plagueis would have an intruder in his retreat on the planet Sojourn, which was a Force sensitive. As he went out to confront him, it turned out to be a bit secret apprentice of his deceased master called
There was another one?
Darth Venomous. With some trouble,
So there were 3 Sith at that time, right? Darth Tenebris had 2 different students.
Plagueis would manage to defeat Venomous, who would then pledge
Palpatine actively searched for Vader's replacement. Alright, fair enough.
himself as an apprentice to him, although the Sith Master abducted him as a test subject for his midichlorian experiments. In 65 BBY, Plagueis
Dude, that's honestly so sick. Like the idea, 2-timer. There's always a secret apprentice. There's always a secret apprentice. But somehow there's always ends up being 2. It's almost like Darth Bane's Rule of 2 was almost like a prophecy as much as it was a philosophy. God, we have to do Darth Bane's story after this. I've been pushing it off far too long. We're doing Darth Bane next. 10,000 likes for Darth Bane.
under his public name Higo Damask, traveled to Naboo, which would be ready to partake in intergalactic trade that had worked very well for him. He would eventually notice one of his political allies standing out to him, which was a 17-year-old man called Sheev Palpatine, who
No. Palpatine was a politician before he became a Sith? Oh my god, he knew exactly what he was looking for. Maul, Ventress, and Dooku at one point. Ventress is not a Sith, she's a Darksider, and Dooku wasn't a Sith either. He was just kind of alone. He only became a Sith, I think, after what's-his-face died. But anyway, point is, it's grooming time, and it's time to groom an apprentice. But it's crazy to think that Palpatine, he literally found a politician. He was like, you will be perfect. That's crazy.
greatly impressed him with his
He literally pulled a Dr. Disrespect. Found a 17-year-old that went crazy.
natural power and force sensitivity. Plagueis would learn about
I have sent inappropriate message that some might seem unnatural. Messaging Chancellor Palpatine on the Twitch Whispers app served very well to further my plans.
Palpatine's entanglement with his father and how he opposed this point of view, believing Naboo would be better off open to the wider galaxy. Because of his friendships with the younger Palpatine, he would secure Damask's holding interests on Naboo. Sheev Palpatine would consider Higo as a father figure, which would lead his father, Kasinga Palpatine, to demand that Damask stay away from his son.
Dude, it's every single Sith. It's every single Sith. Bro! The way Plagueis grooms Palpatine to follow him. Palpatine literally learned his entire game through Plagueis. Literally stepped in as the proper father figure. Oh my god.
With a bit of manipulation from Plagueis, Sheev eventually murdered his entire family.
I love how it's like, a bit of manipulation from Plagueis. He murdered his entire family. It's like, that's not a little manipulation, brother. Dude, there's like, it was technically Sheev's fault, so I mean.
The Sith covered their disappearances up, as well as saw the young man as being insidious and ready to join the Sith Order. Darth Plagueis had a plan of making Palpatine the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic that would bring the galaxy under the rule of the Sith, so
Wild. So it was his plan all along for Palpatine to become the Emperor, right? So technically, the entire master plot of the Star Wars movies that made the Empire rise from a falling democracy was all Plagueis' plan.
So he took him as a Sith apprentice.
Plagueis was alive in the timeline of Episode 1? What?
And named him Darth Sidious. Soon Sidious's training would begin, which was designed to break him and remake him into a Sith.
You are the Senate.
Plagueis promised them that it would be severe, although they would be free from the Rule of Two, thus breaking the cycle enacted by Darth Bane almost
Wait, why would that make them free of the Rule of Two?
1,000 years ago. In the following years, Plagueis taught Sidious everything he knew to prevent the power he had amassed from being lost, as well as sought to find a path to immortality.
He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did.
Dude, it's crazy.
In 54 BB1.
Oh, the Sith. These guys are so cute. No, but did he actually end the Rule of Two? Is the point of the Rule of Two this idea of lying low until it's time? Was that like the ultimate point of it? So that once they got here, eventually, right? Once they got to this point, Shit. It's like, okay, rule of 2 off. It's time to take over. Mask off time. Time for Palpatine to take over.
Why, the Sith Lords organized an assassination in the family of Senator Vidar Kim, who was their opponent and threat to the grand plan of the Sith regarding the planet Naboo. In 52 BBY, Vidar Kim had become an even bigger liability to the Sith, so Plagueis and Sidious decided to eliminate him by sending a Maladian assassin who killed him while riding in an open airspeeder with a son who was a Jedi.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, they're like, oh, we don't like him. Political assassination. It could have been anyone. It is so sad how this happened. I can't believe it.
The same year, Plagueis was discussing with the Kaminoans of the possibility of creating a clone army to one day destroy the Jedi, hoping
he was planning the clone massacre so far in advance. This is way before the wars, way before the Separatists even considered fighting against the Republic. This is before Darth Maul. This is before Anakin was even born, and he was already planning on the downfall of the democracy. Yo, dude. Dude, Plagueis was the fucking goat.
to use the
And he gets introduced to some gooner in a cave, cucked, watching whatever was going on there.
Inquirious genetic templates due to their immunity to many Force powers. It would be pointed out that the Inquiry would be extremely difficult to control due to their natural aggression. Not long after, Plagueis attended a meeting on Sereno where he would meet with Jedi Master Count Dooku, who had become an increasingly dissatisfied critic of the Galactic Senate.
Oh, dude, because I actually have high on my list is Dooku lore. A lot of people have been asking me to look for. So apparently Count Dooku became cynical of the Jedi Order and left the Jedi before he ever became a Sith, because he did not like the idea that the Jedi were meddling so much with politics, and he didn't like the way the actual democracy cared about the planets on the Outer Rim and stuff. So he actually left to try to make some sort of better reality. So that was Dooku's plan, from what I understand. I don't know, we need to do the Count Dooku lore dive at some point. As I told you, I will consume all lore, but I didn't realize that while he was still a Jedi, he was in contact with Plagueis and Palpatine.
In truth, Plagueis wanted to recruit Dooku as an insurance policy against the possibility of losing Sidious.
What? He was gonna be a student of Plagueis? Dude, Plagueis literally paved the path for Sidious. I know we all definitely compliment Sidious, right? We're all definitely complimenting Darth Sidious, Palpatine, for being one of the goats of cinema villains, the way he planned everything. But he was literally put on this pedestal by Plagueis.
He would also talk to Sifo Dyas and Dooku about an impending conflict for the Republic in the future, which is where he realized that it would be better if the Kaminoans created an army to fight alongside the Jedi before betraying them instead of simply fighting against them.
True. Well, for more reasons, because the ultimate way to become an empire is to destabilize an entire galaxy in a proxy war. So you need an army on both sides for the war to really be that vicious. If there's just one oppressive force and the other side just instantly folds, then you don't have the same level of destabilization as a multi-year, intergalactic, endless sprawling war. But what's so wild is, so I thought this was all like one plan that Darth Sidious had, but it turned out it was all Darth Plagueis, who had backup plans after backup plans. If Sidious fails, we have Dooku. And everything was laid out with branching paths. Plagueis is just the guy, Sidious is just the guy that hit the detonate button.
A few months later in Munilis, Darth Plagueis would almost be killed by Maladian assassins and was gravely injured, all the while lashing out at them with the dark side of the Force. Sidious would personally execute the people behind this hit on his master. Plagueis received grievous injuries to the lower
Dude, that is such a good piece of art. God.
Part of his face, which had been taken off by a decapitator disc. In order to survive, he had to wear a transpirator which covered the lower part of his face, allowing
That's why he wore the breathing apparatus shit in some of those pictures. It was a failed assassination attempt.
Breathe.
The attempt on my life has left me deformed and scarred.
For the next 20 years, Plagueis would devote all his energy in studying the midichlorians while Palpatine worked on his political career, which were
because you need two things, right? You need the chosen one, and you need the politics game. Unlike the Jedi, who refused to evolve over the 1,000 years of democracy, and they just completely, they failed. They completely failed. They completely failed at evolution. They remained completely steadfast in their failed belief of keeping their religious order without ever moving it forward. And then you got the Sith, who have evolved. You see, the way the takeover happened, the takeover that happened wasn't on on a minor scale. It wasn't on a war. Two people with laser swords fighting it out. It ended on a grand scale, a political scale. It was a political war, and the Jedi were just not equipped for something like that. So, ironically, you needed both sides. You needed Sidious to take the mantle of Emperor as the politician. Literally selected by Plagueis. He picked him. He was a 17-year-old politician when Plagueis picked him. He already had the plan in writing. All right? He knew where this was going, and he knew how they were going to take over. That's why he picked Palpatine as the perfect puppet. Well, then Palpatine killed him, obviously, because, you know.
The last stages of the grand plan. Under Plagueis' watchful eye, Sidious took on his own apprentice, who would be known as Darth Maul.
Oh my god, then Plagueis was still here. Plagueis was literally around when Darth Maul showed up. The always two shit was just not so accurate.
And be useful to their cause. While studying the dark side of the Force, Plagueis ventured to Korriban, also known as Moraban, to the Valley of the Dark Lords, where he sought to contact long-dead Sith. While attempting to leave the planet, he had—
How do you contact long-dead Sith? I mean, there's a whole famous meme that a lot of people... Oh, shit. Yo, look at this thumbnail. There is literally another Sith just off screen here. Bro, that is crazy. Dude, that is a sick fucking thumbnail title. There is another Sith. Mr. President, another Sith has hit the tower.
had a vision of Mark Ragnos.
Oh, Force Ghost Sith, alright.
So challenged his claim to the title of Sith, while answering none of his questions, leaving Plagueis unconvinced about the reality of life after death. He would study the continuity of consciousness after death, as well as the transference technique in search of immortality.
Wait, so Plagueis really was actually cooking. Plagueis really was trying to figure out a way to become immortal. Shit.
He could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
Around 42 BBY, Plagueis finally killed Venomous, although managed to resurrect him through the Force, after which he killed him for the final time.
What a fucking goat. Oh my fucking god, this man's a goat. He's literally testing his immortality theories on his enemies. He chases down his arch nemesis, he murders him, he brings him back to life, and then he murders him again. That is so insane. Dude, Plagueis is like an actual goat. And we get him in the Goon Cave at the end of Acolyte? Oh my god, I can't even fathom it.
Sidious and Plagueis then entered a meditative trance and attempted to mentally reach out to the inhabitants of the galaxy and create life through the midichlorians.
Nice, nice.
He could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life.
How many times does he do that slow head turn? I feel like he did that slow head turn like 35 times. Every sentence he says, he can even keep loved ones from dying. He can even create the midichlorians to create life. Dude, every single phrase he says, he does that slow ass neck turn. Someone had to have done a skit like this.
What they did was in direct violation of—
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look up the Darth Plagueis the Wise speech just so we can see how many times he fucking does that head turn. Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Why does he not look at him when he talks? It's so awkward now that he does the slow head turn.
No.
All right.
I thought not.
I thought not. It's not a
story the Jedi would tell you.
It's the first head turn, all right? We found the first slow head turn.
It's a Sith legend.
Darth Plagueis,
right, we're gonna do this.
The Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create
life. The second head turn has happened, all right? We got head turn number 2, baby.
He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about
from dying.
The
third head turn, baby! He just doesn't stop. The slow, epic drama head turn every time. Bro, this is how you know he's a politician. He knows exactly what he's fucking doing, this guy.
He could actually save people from death.
He can save people.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What happened to him?
He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was...
Are you ready for the... Are you ready? The only thing he was afraid of was... the pause?
losing his power.
The head turn every time. It's crazy. What is even happening? The only thing he was losing his power.
Eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
Wow, what a bitch that apprentice must be.
Ironic.
Ironic.
He could save others from death, but not himself.
What a fucking bitch this guy. He's the one who killed him. What a bitch.
Is it possible to learn this power?
The slow head turn at the end.
Not from a Jedi.
The slow head turn. He is so smug. He did 4 slow head turns in a conversation that was under 2 minutes. God, I need to start learning my cadence from this man. That was incredible.
The nature of the Force, to which the Force itself struck back in retaliation by conceiving a savior which was prophesied long ago to bring balance to the Force and peace to the galaxy.
That's how it happened? I thought they literally just... Alright, those fucking... The fucking witches and the Acolyte literally lied, okay?
Which was prophesied.
Look at what they say. Look at how they explained this here.
What they did was in direct violation of the nature of the Force, to which the Force itself struck back in retaliation by conceiving a savior which was prophesied long ago to bring balance to the Force and peace to the galaxy.
Did you hear what he just said? The reason why Anakin was birthed from some sort of Force immaculate conception was not because Plagueis literally used Force magic to impregnate a bitch. The Force responded. The dark side became so strong with their manipulation of the Force that they kind of tricked the Force, which is a balance between light and dark, to respond in turn with the Force baby. They did not impregnate anyone with the Force. Okay? So all the people saying that the Space Witches didn't break canon in the Acolyte, they're wrong. They're literally wrong. The dark side played God, so the Force fought back. That's the canon.
Darth Plagueis believed that the Force itself actively opposed the Sith's dark side efforts, seeing each setback in this light since the darkness was considered
to be unnatural.
In 33 BBY, Plagueis and Sidious provoked a key conflict to advance their goals, which was the Inquiry Uprising. This served them as...
Alright, so this is more episode 1, right?
During the conflict against the Republic, the Inquiry killed 7 Jedi and were eventually eliminated as a possible threat to the rise of the Sith in the
A Wookiee Jedi! And he's on screen, damn. It was literally that easy.
future. Darth Plagueis would soon survive another assassination attempt by...
Yeah, this is a pre-episode 1, I was wrong.
By way of a nuclear bombardment, which was organized by King Ars Varuna of Naboo. Plagueis would then deal with Varuna himself and killed him, which also served the grand plan. In
Everything's part of the grand plan. Oh, that's why Padme became the queen, because he killed the king of Naboo. Bro.
To BBY, the blockade of Naboo would be issued by the Dark Lords of the Sith, in which the Trade Federation occupied the planet with their droid armies.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
This was done in order to remove Chancellor Finis Valorum.
No, there are 2 of them. It's the fucking Viceroy guy telling Mr. President, Mr. President, speaking of the Twin Towers, no, there are 2 of them.
From office, and for Senator Palpatine to take over as Supreme Chancellor, as well as laying the seeds for the Clone Wars. 2 Jedi Knights would be sent as ambassadors to negotiate with the Trade Federation after
the negotiator.
After which the order came to
kill them immediately.
After that, the invasion of Naboo began ahead of schedule as the Sith made it legal.
My lord.
The Sith made it legal? Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion. Let's go. We have legalized the genocide. Proceed with the plan.
Lord, is that legal?
Is that legal? Dude, Star Wars is so crazy.
Make it legal.
I will make it legal, brother.
Long live the banks!
Long live the banks, guys. Long. I will make it legal.
During the invasion of Naboo, Plagueis and Palpatine became aware of Anakin Skywalker, a slave boy from Tatooine, whom they believed to be the Chosen One due to his incredibly high midichlorian count.
Crazy. It's so wild that Plagueis was still alive at this part of the series and no one even knew he was there. That's how you make like a shadowy figure, right? You don't make him just standing there in the fucking cave watching fucking gooning out there like a cuck, alright? This is so sick.
as well as being the Force's retaliation to their unnatural doings. When Plagueis saw the boy, he had a Force vision of a cyborg clad in dark armor, which is when he felt fear for the first time, even though he never believed in prophecies.
Plagueis felt fear thinking of Darth Vader. Oh shit, and this guy's, oh my god.
He immediately ordered the death of the Jedi who were on Naboo by the hands of Darth Maul. Not long after, Plagueis met with Sifo-Dyas at a political gathering hosted by the Supreme Chancellor, where he played on the Jedi's fears, convincing him that a military needed to be created to defend the Republic.
Bro, and he manipulated Sifo-Dyas to start the building of clones. I thought it was Dooku. I thought Count Dooku convinced Sifo-Dyas, because they were friends. So I thought Dooku convinced Sifo-Dyas to make the clone army. I did not realize it went all the way back to the GOAT Plagueis. I totally get why so many people are frustrated when Plagueis showed up in the Acolyte. Because this man, like, he has done so much to manipulate the events of the story. You know? And then they feature him in the dumpster fire that is the Acolyte, gooning in a cave.
Following the Battle of Theed and the death of Qui-Gon Jinn at the hands of Darth Maul, Count Dooku resigned from the Jedi Order and fell to the dark side, becoming the new apprentice of Darth Sidious.
Which is perfect. Rule of 2, right? Because there is no wait, Dooku was the apprentice of Sidious when Plagueis was still alive?
Maul was no more.
No more, he was dead. My favorite thing about Star Wars, how when the characters die, they stay dead. Like, this guy got cut in half and he stayed dead.
At this time, Sifo-Dyas approached the Kaminoans and requested a clone army for the Republic with the funds provided to him by Damask Holdings, while Dooku recruited.
That's how they were able to pay for it. That's how they paid for the army. That's how they paid for the army. Because...
Long live the banks!
Long live the banks! That's how they were able to afford it. They afforded it because what's-his-face inherited everything from the banking clan. The banks paid for it. Oh my god. Dude, Alex Jones fucking wrote the plot for this movie. Like, there's no way. There's no way. This is like the wildest conspiracy theories of all time. Like, the banks are paying for the fucking super soldiers. And it's like, yeah, sure.
Bounty Hunter Jango Fett as the clone army prototype. After this, Sifo-Dyas' demise was planned and executed by the Sith. After ensuring
makes sense, right? I mean, he paid for it. You don't want him still around.
That he would be elected the Supreme Chancellor, Sidious...
Alex Jones has a 2-minute video where he explains the prequels. No! We'll be watching that after.
Decided that the time had come to complete the grand plan without Plagueis, as he learned all he could from his master and simply saw him as an obstacle. On the other hand...
He learned everything he needed to know. We no longer needed Plagueis.
Plagueis completely trusted his apprentice. The night before the election which Palpatine would win, the two of them made a public appearance at the Opera House, after which they went to the mosque's penthouse to celebrate the upcoming success. Their Sidious got Plagueis drunk with wine while he rehearsed his speech for the Senate.
Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew.
That's the lesson. Don't teach someone everything you know so they don't have need for you. It's like, it's a famous quote. It's don't give away everything you have in your lifetime. Like, it's not a famous quote. It's a quote in the Talmud. Like, it's a relatively famous quote. And it's like, because once you give everything away, people just won't need you anymore and won't care about you anyway. You know? Like, God, dude.
Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
Pretty cringe, honestly.
As Plagueis got intoxicated...
Oh god, look at this image, that smug smile!
His apprentice waited patiently until he fell asleep, after which he unleashed torrent after torrent of Force lightning at him,
Bro, you could cut him with a butter knife! You don't have to Force lightning him?
At the Mun's agony and slowly torturing him to death.
Why would he torture him to death? Why would he do that? I don't understand.
It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.
When Plagueis was dead, Sidious felt sadness and feared that the cause of this unease was because his master had somehow discovered immortality and was about to exact his revenge on him.
Oh my god, he did... What a bitch. What a bitch. He was sad after he killed Plagueis because he was afraid Plagueis found a way to become immortal and kill him back. That's what he was upset about.
The following morning, he became the Supreme Chancellor.
Oh, look at him smiling, waltzing down the street.
Of the Galactic Republic.
So this is when he killed Plagueis, right before he had unlimited power.
Senator Palpatine has been nominated to succeed Valorum as Supreme Chancellor.
A surprise, to be sure.
But a welcome one.
But a welcome one.
Look at this fucking bitch.
If it weren't for Darth Plagueis the Wise, one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy would have never come to fruition, which was Darth Sidious, and everything that led to the Galactic Empire would have never happened.
And you, young Skywalker, we will watch your career with great interest.
It can be said that Plagueis was in fact a part of the prophecy of the Chosen One, since he was one of the reasons that Anakin appeared at that point in time and eventually saved the universe in Return of the Jedi. In 19 BBY,
I guess if you can call that saving the universe.
the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise would be told to Anakin Skywalker by Darth Sidious, which would eventually culminate in him becoming his apprentice.
Wow, if you think about it, Darth Plagueis the Wise's story was the breaking point to make Anakin fall to the dark side. Ultimately, Darth Plagueis didn't just succeed in creating Anakin, but it was his tale that also inspired him to evil. I didn't even look at it from that perspective, but damn.
It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend.
Anyway, guys, this is it in the story of...
Dude, he was a Sith legend. That was a sick video. That was a really good breakdown, and I understand the hatred everyone has about Darth Plagueis, why they're so upset that he showed up like that in The Acolyte. Dude, that was really, really good. All right, what was Alex Jones? Star Wars. You said that he has like a 2-minute video explaining it? Dude, I have to hear his crazy conspiracy theories. This is awesome. Warhammer 40k factions if they were explained by Alex Jones. Okay, dude, what?
Folks, I'm an expert. I'm a man. I'm a Canadian. I am a Christian. I'm for real. I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. I'm a primitive. I'm like a raccoon in the garage. I basically am a fraud. I'm a patriot. I am 1776. I'm liberal. I'm a reptoid clone of John Wayne and Elvis. I'm in a scientific matrix grid in the early phases of being inserted into an extermination.
Alex, this guy's crazy. I love him so much. He's insane. Oh my god, that's brilliant. Oh god, dude, that's so good. Wait, wait. Alex Jones explains the Star Wars prequels?
Let me just briefly explain Revenge of the Sith plot line, because at the time we wrote articles about it because the media said we don't understand this. This makes no sense. The most popular of the 3 prequels. They made total sense. Emperor Palpatine was a little-known senator from Naboo, small planet. He financed...
Naboo! Small planet. God, I love it! This is crazy!
...terrorists to attack the planet.
Okay, alright, sure.
And then he plays victim and says that the pacifist republic isn't doing enough to help him with the terrorist invasion, the Trade Federation invasion, who even speak in Chinese accents. It's all geopolitical. And so, yeah, little aliens with Chinese accents.
Wait, what? Oh my god, dude. This guy's crazy, I love it. Oh, they're putting chemicals in the water to turn the damn Gungans gay.
He then goes and complains and catapults himself in the crisis into the role of Chancellor.
Okay.
Because, you know, he was the victim, but now he demanded something be done. He'd been a pacifist previously. Now he's Chancellor. Episode 2 launches terror attacks all over the galaxy with groups he's secretly financing through his backers in the Trade Federation. He turns around double crosses in the end. Lord Vader killed Viceroy Gunray and everyone else in the... so basically in the...
It's crazy watching this. This is insane. I love this so much.
And they knock out all of the people that backed them, which always happens. Nazi Germany, Soviet Russia, Maoist China, learn from history. Then,
it always happens. Turns out terrorists betray terrorists. It was a shock to all of us.
In episode, so he uses that to build up the power of the Empire in episode 2. And now he's got this big Imperial army, but it's not Imperial yet. But it's the stormtroopers, the outfits, the weapon systems to counter this outside threat run by Count Dooku, the Osama bin Laden guy that actually works for him. And they meet.
Did he call Count Dooku the Osama bin Laden guy? Oh my god, dude, no! It doesn't stop. This is crazy. Dude, I love this so much. This is my new favorite thing.
Secret. Now,
okay.
In episode 3, he launches an attack on the Imperial capital himself. He launches an attack on New York. And then
the Imperial capital, New York.
he gets captured, and then he sets up Count Dooku to get killed, and then he seduces to the dark side Anakin Skywalker to make him Darth Vader.
Right.
And in the end, he then sets up, after he has the police state in place, he sets up the Jedi and says they're terrorists and has the anti-terror forces go in and wipe them out. And then he says he's launching a global intergalactic war to...
No, that wasn't... No. This was the end of the war.
Bring peace.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's not wrong, I guess. Oh my, that was crazy. Oh, age restricted video. Okay, dude. All right. You know, honestly, that was crazy. Well, anyway, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is here to consume all the lore of everything. As you know, I've been doing my Star Wars deep dive lately. I looked into the Clone Wars. I looked into the Acolyte. I even looked into the history of the entire Star Wars timeline. Your boy went even further. I looked into all the cutscenes of all the old Republic games, okay? I was told that there was one man, one Sith, that I needed to look in specifically before going into the next deep dive, which is power scaling all the Sith. The power ranking of all the Sith from weakest to strongest, that is definitely on the list. But I was told that before doing that, I need to know the story of Darth Revan. Apparently, some sort of Sith Lord so badass that he willed himself back to life, okay? I keep getting told that this man's the GOAT. And somehow Star Wars lore is a very mixed bag for me. On the one hand, I'm really liking it a lot more than I thought I would. On the other hand, it just makes me so sad to see what Disney did with this IP. Because if this Darth Revan is actually as awesome as everyone's saying, it just makes it extra sad that Disney keeps fucking the corpse of Star Wars. Anyway, this is from Variant Comics. Short time here. Let's see what we got. Whoa! That was... God.
What's up, everyone? Unless you live under a rock, you know that Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, hits theaters this weekend, which will bring an end to the Skywalker saga that has spanned 9 films. And love or hate the latest trilogy, the end of the Skywalker saga is a big freaking deal. So that being...
Is it though? Is the new trilogy really that big of a freaking deal?
In the case, we had to do at least one Star Wars themed episode, and we decided to take a look at the future of Star Wars and go with the history of a character that isn't currently in canon, nor will he appear in the new movie. But he's a fan favorite and a character most of us hope to see adapted for the big screen.
All right, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Let's do it. It was exciting when it didn't become clear how shit it was. Yeah, this video is from an era before Star Wars is an absolute dumpster fucking shit stain of content.
Of course, talking about Darth Revan, or just
Revan. Okay, so I pronounced him wrong the whole time. Cool.
Revan, as he's been both a Jedi and a Sith.
Revan's been a Jedi and a Sith? Is that even a thing? Dude, what? We're skipping to the actual story here. All right, let's go. The origins. What is going on with Darth Revan? All right, what's up with this fella?
Now, before I get into talking about Revan...
Dude, this art looks so cool. Look at his mask. Oh my God. He had a purple lightsaber?
And I want to state one more time that he is not in main Star Wars continuity. All of his history and everything I'm about to mention is purely based off of Legends and or the expanded universe.
All right.
Would I love him to be part of main Star Wars continuity? Yes. But as of now, that is not the case.
God, dude, it's so lame, bro. So lame.
Maybe once Disney decides to do something with...
Dude, look at this character. Look at this art. This art is so much cooler than anything that came out of Disney ever. Oh my God.
The Old Republic, they will bring him into continuity. At least, I could only hope. With that said, Revan was said to be born just outside the Outer Rim, 3,994 years before the Battle of Yavin. And at an early age, he was taken and trained to become a Jedi, becoming the apprentice to Kreia, who would later be exiled by the Jedi and turned Sith, becoming Darth Treya, but eventually was exiled by the Sith.
How do you get exiled from the Jedi and then exiled by the Sith? How does that even happen?
And turned on both orders. But I digress. Kreia soon learned that Revan had crazy control and power of the Force and had quickly learned everything she had to offer. With that said, the Jedi Masters were concerned about her teaching methods. So Revan would go on to study under a bunch of other Jedi, but it was clear Revan was a prodigy, as he quickly mastered everything all of his other masters taught him, and in doing so became the Jedi Order's most prized Padawan. But this concerned the
Wait, so he was the best Jedi before he became a Sith? Oh, the pain!
Jedi Council, as he was a little too good, and they sensed something a little deeper there. In some ways, it was similar to Anakin Skywalker and the concerns the Jedi Council had with him. Ultimately, however...
Wow. To compare him to the actual Chosen One is insane.
he achieved the title of Jedi Knight. And around this time, Revan actually went back to his original master to ask for advice on how to leave the Jedi Order.
But why? Why would he leave? I need to get the ideology here. That's what makes the character interesting.
Because to say Revan is a complicated dude would be an understatement. And that, my friends, is how Revan became a Jedi Knight. But man, does it get so much more interesting from here. But for that, let's go to story arcs.
All right, I'm ready, baby. I'm ready, dude. Let's go. Revan was the OG chosen one? No way, dude.
Shortly after Revan wanted to leave the Jedi Order, the Mandalorian armies led by Mandalore the Ultimate were like, we want to expand our empire to more and more worlds, to the point where they eventually began conquering some of the Outer Rim territories. One of the battles being the Battle of Cathar. When Revan got wind of this, he was like, we need to intervene in this war, and started rallying a bunch of his fellow younger Jedi and named them the Jedi Crusaders.
Shit, the Jedi Crusaders out there to stop a war. I mean, he's already standing out. I'm not gonna lie. This was before the prophecy about Anakin was written. Okay, so this is during the Mandalorian Crusades. And you have, dude, they all look like regular Jedi, and then you get this guy.
Defeat the Mandalorians. But the Jedi Council didn't want any part of this, believing that the Jedi should not intervene in a war for unspecific reasons.
Dude, people are dying. This is a war. Millions of innocent people are dying.
Even though I would personally say a civilization conquering world after world is exactly when the Jedi should intervene.
Yeah, this is literally Jedi Manifesto 101.
That's just me. Either way, Revan and his Jedi Crusaders went to the planet of Cathar.
Wait, so he didn't listen to the Jedi Order. The Jedi Order's like going all isolationist. They're like, no sir, we're not getting involved. Okay, there's a war, but it's not involving us. Obviously, that's pretty fucked up. So Revan takes a little task force of a couple of Crusaders. It's him and like 6 guys that go in there to single-handedly turn the tide of a war, of a multi-planet war.
Once there, they experienced a Force vision that showed them all the horrors committed by the Mandalorians. More pissed off than ever, Revan picked up a fallen Mandalorian mask, put it on, and swore that he would not remove it until the Mandalorians were defeated.
That's why he's wearing the Mandalorian mask. Holy shit. Revan's sitting there, Jedi are doing nothing, and he's like, I'll do it myself.
I don't know about you, but I love origin stories
and
or reasons to why characters wear their costumes.
Yeah,
and this is a cool little tidbit on how Revan got his mask.
So he's not a Mandalorian. He hates Mandalorians for their war crimes. So he put the mask on as a signifier that he will execute every Mandalorian. Oh my God.
Eventually, the Jedi Council's hand was pressured, so Revan's movement was sanctioned, and Revan became the Supreme Commander and General of the Galactic Republic's military.
So instead of firing him from the Jedi Council or whatever, they decided to make believe the whole shit was sanctioned all along. Yikes! This dude, and he was just a Jedi Knight at this point.
During the war, Revan would do some questionable things, bending his morals for a win, which brought him closer to the dark side. In the end, with Revan's strategy in command, the Mandalorians were defeated, and Revan defeated Mandalore the Ultimate in single combat. If you know,
I don't know if that's supposed to be impressive, but okay.
Anything about the Mandalorians or are watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, you know they're some of the most feared warriors in the galaxy. Keep in mind, this is in Legends continuity, but this is still extremely impressive that Revan was able to lead a charge to take them down and defeat their leader one-on-one.
Alright, okay, alright, cool. He beat Mandalorian 101. Alright, sure. Okay, dude, I'm so excited for the Sith power scaling video.
After this, we would get the Second Sith War. Now, at this point in time, Revan and Malak were considered to be heroes of the galaxy.
Malak? The guy that becomes Darth Malak? No, right?
For defeating the Mandalorians. Because if I didn't mention it before,
oh my God, it's Aang! It's Aang!
Malak and Revan are a duo, and Malak helped Revan defeat the Mandalorians. But after the Mandalorians' defeat, we learned that before Revan killed Mandalore the Ultimate, he told Revan it wasn't his choice to go to war with the galaxy, and that a Sith came to him with a prophecy. So of course, Revan and Malak searched the galaxy for this Sith.
Okay, so again, Sith pulling the strings. They caused the whole war between the Mandalorians. He shows up there, he's fighting them. His whole life purpose is now to wipe out the Mandalorians, who are only puppets being manipulated by a Sith. They go to the Sith. How on earth does he become a Sith? How does he become an actual major bad guy?
Who they eventually found in the hidden capital of Drummond Kaz. His name was Vitiate. Thinking they totally got this, Revan...
Vitiate? The Emperor Vitiate from the Old Republic timeline? Like the really OP Sith guy? The guy who watches his sons kill each other in front of him? This guy? The guy that one of his sons murders the other? Oh my God. That guy's gotta be crazy strong. A Sith Emperor.
And Malak went to confront Vitiate in his throne room. But unfortunately for them, Vitiate had been expecting them, and he overwhelmed them with his incredible power. So much so he turned them into servants of his will turning them to the dark side.
What? These guys were broken. Malik and Revan were broken. They took down a Mandalorian army. They changed the tide of a multi-planet battle just single-handedly. Just the two of them, basically. He beats the king of the Mandalorians in single combat. He shows up here, and because of the overwhelming presence of Vitiate, they just turn to the dark side. Dude, is this supposed to be a Darth Revan cocksucking video, or is this supposed to be a Emperor Vitiate cocksucking video?
And henceforth, they would be known as Darth Revan and Darth Malik. After this, Revan and Malik found an ancient factory called the Starforge, which they used to create an army of warships so they can invade the Galactic Republic on their own terms. And with their fleet of millions, Revan and Malik forced the galaxy into a Jedi civil war. And
oh my god, this is insane. Wait, this Vitiate guy probably planned this all along. Whoever does beat the leader of the Mandalorians would be led to him so he can get an even stronger fighter to wreak havoc among the Jedi. Holy shit. Do you realize how complicated this plot is? Like, I know we're just looking at one character right now, but do you realize how incredibly intricate this plot is? There's a war between Mandalorians fighting on different planets. These Jedi end up going in there to change the war. The original Jedi didn't want to do it. They decide they're gonna have to sanction it after the fact because it was too late and they were already super involved. They're super involved. They win the war. They beat the leader. Turns out controlled by Sith. Revan goes to confront the Sith. The Sith is so strong, he planned all of that. He's now causes a Jedi civil war. This is such a brilliant plot on such a massive scale with such intricate characters. And Disney gave us the Acolyte. Like, why? You have so much to work with.
And this is where things get really crazy. Since Revan was familiar with the Jedi and the Galactic Republic's tactics, he knew everything they were gonna do. So they lost battle after battle. Revan also set up
this is a story of Darth Revan, a character meticulously taking apart the entire Jedi Empire, the entire Republic. But no, they're like, you know what? Let's not worry about that. Don't worry, guys. We have much better stories to tell. We have much better things to do. I'm crying right now. Oh god. Oh my god. This is just making me sad.
The power of
Put a check in it. Put a check in it. Make her lame and gay.
Dude, what is even going on? How? How? Dude, they had so much material. They didn't even need to worry about it.
Assassinations of numerous political figures, as well as planting his own men in their place. And on top of all that, he set up a group of deadly Sith assassins.
This didn't need to be a movie. This could have been an entire series, a multi-season series. Listen to how intricate this war is. Taking down figureheads, replacing them, learning about their tactics.
Would capture and also corrupt the Jedi to turn them to the dark side. I'm telling you, Revan is insane. But after a while, Darth Malik was like, I got my own plans and ideas. And for where I'm sitting, Revan looks pretty weak and unfit to rule the Sith Empire. I don't know where you have to be sitting to view anything I just said as weak, but hey man, Sith be crazy. Long story short, Revan and Malik would eventually battle one-on-one in a lightsaber duel, where Revan cut off Malik's jaw, forcing him to wear a metal prosthetic one.
That's why he wore the metal prosthetic jaw in the Old Republic trailers.
Which is why he looks the way he does. But while Revan was distracted, Malik took advantage of this and fired Revan's ship, nearly killing him. But fortunately for Revan, Bastila Shan, a Jedi survivor, saved him and healed Revan, then brought him back to the Jedi Council for judgment. But Malik, thinking he killed Revan, declared himself champion of the Sith. Once Revan was brought back to the Jedi Council...
So Revan actually, so Malik thought he was actually in charge here, right? Dude, he cut off Malik's jaw. Is there like a cutscene that shows that? I want to see that. Is this like a short film? Like an actual short film? Dude, the Old Republic era is so cool. Why wouldn't they use this? I don't know, man. It just makes me sad. It just makes me sad.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion.
Real based and real. This is so cold. It's crazy.
Through strength, I gain power.
The fleet is in position, my lord.
Dude, it's like, it's so cold. Every single scene is just so cold. The tensity is so crazy.
We have heard nothing from the planet.
Oh my god, dude. We could have gotten a whole show about this. I can't believe it. Dude, Butterfly flapped a wing beat and some time traveler kicked over a rock and we got this instead. Dude!
My lord, we are
crazy.
approaching the deadline.
And this all happened in this insane massive war. In this massive war. It's Jedi Civil War. Malik decides to attack Revan because he thinks he's not fit.
And the planet is yet to surrender.
Shut up. Can you not tell he's internal monologuing? Close your flapper. Dude, it's so good. It looks so good. Dude. The ringing in my ears. The ringing. Every single scene is so tense. I am at the edge of my seat. This is a lightsaber duel, not the freaking woman throwing knives into the bar in the beginning of the Acolyte. Oh, shit. Bro gave him the back shot.
Victory. My chains are broken.
Oh my god, he rips his jaw off! Ripped his jaw off! Dude, now we have the Acolyte shadowboxing against an invisible barrier. Just what? Oh my god, dude!
The Force shall free me.
Shit, dude. And he just leaves. He just leaves!
My lord.
Telos had its chance. Begin the bombardment. Destroy the planet.
Sir, Lord Revan's orders
are inconsequential. Today, the galaxy shall fear the Sith once more. And if Revan doesn't have the strength to make it so, request a transfer if you must, Admiral. But you will follow these orders, or you will pay the price.
Holy shit, dude! Oh my god! I'm like gripping dialogue, gripping characters.
Lord Malik.
That's a villain. That's a fucking villain. Yep, that's what you call a fucking villain. There is so much power there. Oh my god.
Council, the Jedi Masters combine their powers and use the Force to erase the memories of Revan's time as a Sith. You see, the Jedi knew
Oh, interesting.
that Revan was the only one powerful enough to defeat Darth Malik and the Sith. so they retrained him as a Jedi to use him as a weapon to defeat the Sith.
I'm literally shitting incoming. That is so cool. Imagine a story with Revan as a main character. Dude, this guy is the main character. The main character of Star Wars. They knew the only chance they had to beat the Sith was if they had Revan on their side. So they came together to erase his memory, to retrain him as a Jedi, to use him as a weapon. Dude, this is such a cool canon. And they're like, no, this isn't canon anymore.
So he was a Jedi turned Sith turned Jedi once again. His arc is so freaking cool, and I'm not even done yet. Needless to say, the Jedi's plan worked, and Revan defeated Malak and destroyed the Starforge, becoming
and he became the strongest Jedi again!
Hero for the galaxy once again. But I do want to add, in Malak's final words, he regretted what he had done to his former friend. Many years after this, Revan now lives on Coruscant with his now wife Bastila Shan. And the
Jedi, base Jedi.
Once Dark Lord of the Sith was now a redeemed Jedi Master who was hailed as the Prodigal Knight. But even all—
Wow, he was really thought he was the chosen one, wasn't he? Holy shit.
All these years later, not all of Revan's memories had returned. This led to him getting visions and flashbacks of darkness, so he decided to go search for some answers, which ended in him being captured by the Sith. The Sith Emperor Vitiate would keep him prisoner for years, where he would be mentally tortured. Ultimately, Revan would be freed by the Republic. Fueled with more hate than ever for his captor, Revan made it his mission to kill the Sith Emperor. Unfortunately, though, Revan was killed by the Sith Empire's greatest warriors. But get this crap.
So that's how Revan dies. That's how Revan dies. Dude, after being tortured for years, fights against the Sith and is eventually killed. I feel like this isn't the end, though.
Revan's will was so strong that in death, his mind fractured and split into two. One side embracing the light and the other the dark side, which was completely and utterly fueled by vengeance. In fact, his will and hatred to kill the Emperor was so strong it allows him to overcome death and resurrect his own body from the dead.
Man literally too angry to die. Guts, I know you're cool and all, and Berserk is a great story, but I think you need to sit down. I think Darth Revan is actually just the GOAT. Bro was literally too angry to die. His Force ghost resurrected him. That's broken as shit.
Hear me. His will was so strong, he willed himself back to life.
It's over. Literally over. That's the coolest fucking thing in the world. That is literally the coolest shit in the universe. What?
I don't even know how that's a thing. Now known as Dark Revan, he vowed that he wouldn't die until he killed the Sith Emperor.
This guy likes his vows, and he keeps them too.
The problem was the Sith Emperor had already been killed 3 years prior by a Jedi. But Revan didn't care because since the Emperor's spirit still remained, he planned on resurrecting it so that he can get rid of it once and for all.
Bro, this is like some Kaiba levels of pettiness. Bro, he wanted to resurrect the Sith Emperor so he could kill him. Oh my god, dude. This is like Kaiba trying to go back in time to beat Yugi in a duel. Like, yo, what an insane based character.
But both the Sith and Republic were like, yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that is a terrible idea. Everyone agrees.
Can't risk you bringing them back to life. So they teamed up against Revan.
Revan was such a threat as Dark Revan that the Sith and the Jedi literally united to take him down. Have you ever even heard of something like this? The Sith and the Jedi actually teamed up because Dark Revan was so scary?
He was defeated by Darth Mar and the Jedi Grand Master, Satel Shan. Yeah, even the Sith didn't like the
It took a Sith and a Jedi to take him down. My god.
Emperor. That's how evil this guy was. But wouldn't you know it, the darn Sith Emperor came back to life anyway.
Oh, come on! Bet they wish they didn't have Revan out of the picture now.
Devastated with his failure, Dark Revan's anger finally subsided, and his physical form agreed to merge once more with his light side, restoring his mind and finally finding peace, becoming one with the Force.
Wow.
His physical body then vanished, only leaving behind his lightsaber and his mask, but not before he warned everyone that the darkest days lied ahead. And just like that, friends, powers and abilities.
That's Darth Revan. Oh my god, what a wild freaking back and forth.
Now at this point, it should go with—
It's so funny. It's like somehow Palpatine returned. It was the most cringe shit in the universe. Somehow Revan came back to life is literally the most awesome, badass shit of all time. You know the difference? A little thing called integrity. It's like they knew the rule of cool when they wrote Dark Revan. And when they wrote, what's his face? Palpatine, they were not going for rule of cool. They were going for IP cash grabs. It's so insane.
Without saying that Revan is one of the most ridiculously powerful Force wielders ever. He went from a Jedi to a Sith to a Jedi, to an in-betweenie, to becoming one with the Force.
That's nutty. That's insane.
The guy has one of the most complex stories in all of Star Wars, and he hasn't even appeared in a single movie or TV series yet.
Dude. Oh, God, dude. I almost don't want him to, because I know Disney's going to find a way to fuck him up.
Regardless, in Star Wars Legends, Revan became the Jedi Order's most powerful champion. In his prime, he was literally unstoppable and a master of several forms of lightsaber combat. So much so, he was said to be the greatest warrior of his age. I mean, the guy gained respect from the Mandalorians and even wiped them out and defeated their leader in single combat. Revan was not only the most—
How do you get the respect of someone that you wipe out? Like, how does that even happen? Like, he wiped them all out, he killed their leader in single combat, and they're like, ah, we respect him. He was literally that cool. He was literally that cool.
Most powerful
the Mandalorians respect, strength, and skill. All right, dude. Like, it was like, yo, bro, sweet genocide there, mate. You really genocided the shit out of us. Nothing but respect, brother.
Jedi of his era, he was also one of the most powerful Siths, second to only the Emperor. Meaning he mastered both the light and dark sides of the Force. Revan also has such insane willpower, at one point he was able to bring himself back from the dead and hold his body together through the power of the Force.
Insane. Insane. Actually just insane. Bro's the GOAT. Bro's the GOAT.
He's also an expert tactician and strategist.
As we saw during the Civil War. Oh my God. He took down the whole Jedi himself just because he manipulated them in battle.
That possesses insane force abilities and telekinesis, which allows him to form a protective bubble around himself.
Can he tell the future? He also sees visions of the future.
And get this, Revan's teachings were later adopted by Darth Bane, who used these—
Whoa! Okay. Darth Bane is another one that everyone's been telling me to look into.
Dark techniques to reform the Sith into the rule of two, which led to the rise of Darth Sidious. So in Legends, Revan is the root and core of the Sith's rule of two. His gear is insane as well. First, he
looks so cool.
Looks awesome wearing that Mandalorian mask he found.
Yeah.
And he uses a violet and crimson lightsaber,
which is the coolest shit in the world. That is straight up the coolest thing in the universe.
And wears a robe that was created by the Starforge and is imbued with dark power. He also possesses Force Storm abilities, something that the powerful Darth Sidious also uses.
He used Force Lightning too. Dude did everything! He actually just mastered the light and dark sides of the Force. Is he the only character in Star Wars that did that?
In a nutshell, he is easily one of the greatest Jedi and Sith to have ever lived. And I would put him in the top 5 for both categories.
Damn.
If you guys want some good reading recommendations, check out Star Wars The Old Republic Revan.
I might do that. I might actually start getting into the Star Wars lore even deeper. You know I've been going crazy with the Warhammer 40k lore, but it looks like Star Wars has some really iconic shit here too.
Star Wars.
They made him overpowered without making him like a cringe Gary Stu character.
Darth Bane, Path of Destruction, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic comic series.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn, good ride. What a ride. That was a good coverage. Variant comics. That was pretty cool. He willed himself back to life. Get this man a Green Lantern ring. Yo, his will is so strong he's gonna make himself canon. Oh my God. Revan is the guy who woke up one morning and said, I'm going to be a badass today, and actually did it. Revan, the Star Wars equivalent of man literally too angry to die. So powerful the Force, he willed himself back to life. Dude! Revan's story is a goldmine for Disney. Ya don't say, you piece of shit. Ya don't say. His plan was to resurrect the dead Sith Emperor just to kill him again. Dude, honestly, goated. Freaking goated character. Honestly, what a guy. What a dude. Pettiest man alive. Overpowered as all hell. This was a good ride. Thank you for advising me on this lore dive. I believe the next Star Wars lore dive we will be doing is the story of General Grievous, okay? All I know about General Grievous is bro got cooked by Obi-Wan in like 3 seconds flat in the fucking death movie, the 3rd movie, okay? That's all I know about this man. Everyone in my chat has been telling me that General Grievous is one of the coolest characters in Star Wars lore and an amazing villain. So I'm gonna take your word for it for about 3 seconds, and then I am going to learn all of the lore for General Grievous,
and I will add that lore to my collection.
All right, are you ready, baby? Are we locked in? I am. All right, let's go, baby. General Grievous lore.
How far is a warrior willing to go to achieve glory?
Well, I may not be a warrior, but I'm willing to go nowhere.
Through the fires of war.
Glory is overrated. Glory is for bitches and pussies. Oh, yeah? I will die in the name of glory. Oh yeah, well, you know what'll happen? That'll just make you one corpse.
Many are willing to make whatever sacrifices are needed to achieve their goals.
All right.
However, when does a warrior cross the line of morality? When
This is talking about General Grievous? General Grievous was just some fucking droid dude. What the fuck?
does a warrior begin to crave power not for the sake of others, but power for power's sake?
What?
How far will
I want lore. Is this an analysis or is this a lore dive? What is even power for power's sake? Are we talking about the same General Grievous?
a warrior go before he becomes the very embodiment of the evil he has sworn to destroy?
I feel like this is a whole ass analysis into Anakin Skywalker. What? Huh?
This being is such a warrior. This is the story of corruption. This is the story of General Grievous.
What? I was so not ready for Grievous to get an intro this cool. Like
Kwamen Shalal was born on the planet Kali. While its jungles...
This is Grievous? Born? Bro, I feel like I got so baited right now. Are you serious? Grievous isn't a droid? I thought Grievous was a droid. See, I don't know shit.
were considered to be some of the most beautiful in the galaxy.
Yeah, I've seen all that Grievous Rule 34. You so right, King.
Kali was a harsh, unforgiving world, torn by war and famine, where those only with hearts of steel could brave its perils.
Okay,
it was in this hell that Kwaman forged himself into one of the most fearsome generals in his tribe, the elders of his clan hailing him as the reincarnation of their greatest warriors.
Grievous gets such a fucking cool backstory, and bro just gets shot by Obi-Wan in 3 seconds.
For generations, his people had been at war with the insect species known as the Huck,
The Tyrranids.
or, as they were known in their
Huck!
tongue, soulless bugs.
Yeah!
Savage and greedy, the technologically advanced Huck desired to enslave the Kalish people and plunder their resources.
Alright.
What followed was a devastating war that lasted decades, the warmongering Kalish refusing to bow down to the Huck colonies. In the latter
Dude, so are you serious? He's getting where did he get this? Where do you find this backstory? There's no way this is all in the Clone Wars. There's no way the Clone Wars explains how he used to be a general of some random tribe that was getting killed by space bugs. Where did this all come from? The comics?
decades of the war, Kwaman led victory after victory against the vile invaders, rivers running black with the blood of the Huck he had slain.
Yeah, whoa! Wait, so dude was like an actual badass even back in the day.
By the age of 22, Kwaman had slayed so many Huck that the Kalish people considered him a demigod, the bulk of the Kalish army
Holy
being
shit.
placed under his direct command.
Bro was a general fighting against bugs before he even touched the Clone Wars.
As the years went by, Kwaman began to feel grief of undescribable depth. While the tide of war had been turned in the favor of his people, he could not help but mourn the warriors he had lost in his numerous engagements.
Holy shit, that's why he becomes a droid general? Because he's just, all of his friends, all of his allies just keep dying in war?
Most of all, his beloved Roderu,
Oh my
who
God.
Kwaman could still see in his dreams even after her horrific death.
Oh my god, his wife gets killed in this war? This is tragic! General Grievous? Ain't gonna make me cry. General Grievous ain't gonna make me cry. His wife died in a war against bug monsters? Okay, alright. I did not think this man's lore went so deep.
While he tried to cast off his doubts, Kwaman realized he was destined to mourn her forever, the void in his heart left forever unfilled. Following this realization,
I don't know, I've seen people on Rule 34 really ready to fill General Grievous, but... Wait, is he called General Grievous because of his eternal grieving for his wife? Ah, shit, there's no way.
Kwaman cast off his old identity, adopting a name more appropriate for a being destined to grieve forever. And, more terribly, he was determined that he would not do so alone. He would be grievous, as well as heartbroken, for the rest of his life.
Holy shit. And he took the name General Grievous as someone that will grieve forever. Oh my god. Bro is the edgiest man alive. That's fucking tragic. Wait, I'm gonna start feeling bad for this guy. I just thought his design was cool as shit. I didn't realize he actually had, like, an epic backstory. So how did he end up as this corrupt droid general?
However,
It sounded like he was fighting for the freedom of his people that were being war-torn by the Tyranid armies, by the Hak, always out there wiping out his people. He was a good-ass man. Bro is fucking Guts from Berserk.
as the general embraced his new identity, little did he know just how far this transformation would go, or what he would ultimately become.
Oh, God. I don't know. Ever since I did the Order 66 deep dive and I learned all about the Clone Wars and the inhibitor chips, holy shit.
The morning carried the scent of fresh blood as Grievous made his way to his starfighter. As he approached his clan's shaman,
Plap, 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 plap. Get pregnant!
Grievous reflected on how things had gone so horribly wrong. Sensing that their defeat was near, the Huck, being the cowards they were,
wipe them
appealed
out!
to the Senate for help.
No! The bug aliens came to wipe out Grievous's people. Grievous fought back, and then the cowardly fucking mother-shitting bitches went to the goddamn Republic. They went to the galactic government to ask for help because they had, like victims? No! And that's why they turned against Grievous? Oh my god, these mother bitches.
Fabricating a tale that it was the Kalish who had started the conflict.
Ain't no way.
The Senate, in their blind haste,
I am the Senate,
had sent the Republic Navy and a Jedi task force to intervene.
No fucking shit, he hated the Jedi. It had nothing to do with taking him into the dark side. This is cartoonishly evil fucking shit. Grievous defended his people to the point that the invaders went to the rest of the world. Oh my... No wonder Grievous hates the Jedi.
Grievous's people once again being slaughtered to the last. Grievous had never liked the Jedi or the Republic, but now his hate for them and their corrupt Republic was as bright as Kali's sun. He hated the Senate for being blind to the Huck's manipulations. He hated the Jedi for their blind obedience and their ritualistic ways.
This is insane. This is like a art resembles reality situation. This is crazy. Life imitates art. I can't believe this. This sounds like the kind of shit that could actually happen. No wonder why he hates the freaking Jedi. Galactic government, complete idiots. Not giving a damn about research or any of this bullshit. I can't believe it. No wonder Grievous hates all of them.
This will make a fine addition to my collection.
But most of all, he hated himself for not being able to prevent his people's suffering before it was too late. As he knelt before the Elder, the shaman proclaimed Grievous as his people's last hope in this war, citing that the spirits of his ancestors would watch over him in the coming battle.
Oh my god. So Grievous goes out on this epic war against the Jedi, the people that massacred his family. Holy shit.
As Grievous took off in his starfighter, he wondered if his ancestors were truly pleased with his actions. If he really was a demigod, why was he losing? What kind of a general could he be if he could not even defend his tribe? Grievous's attention was ripped back to reality as his ship began to buck in short circuit, his systems failing one after another.
What?
His ship began to plunge into the oceans below. Grievous made his way to his escape pod when suddenly...
Oh god, dude, we're getting the full-ass cinematic storytelling.
On the shore of a nearby platform, a dark figure watches as the general's body is retrieved by his faithful droids.
No way.
He is
Don't tell me this is Count Dooku. Or, oh my god. Demigod warrior. The last hope of a nation that was wrongfully butchered by the Jedi. No one would have this much of a grudge against the Jedi. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Informed that the general has survived, but has been severely injured. After shocking the warrior into stasis, the dark figure instructs his guards to load the body onto the transport and take their prize to Geonosis.
Oh my god. I bet the Sith destroyed it. The Sith knew. I don't know if this is Sidious or Dooku, but for whatever reason, the Sith knew that he hated the Jedi with every fiber of his being. So he destroyed his ship, injured him mortally. It's probably going to build him up to be some sort of psychopathic cyborg and send him out as the ultimate general of a droid army. Wow, the upcoming war needs a commander. I wonder, because this is after the Senate is the one who sent the Jedi to kill them out. What if he knew all along? What if Sidious knew that this was going on and sent Jedi to mercilessly kill these people to create a vengeant general monster? Palpatine going out there the whole way, creating the atrocity, and then the savior that'll put Grievous on his righteous path of vengeance. Holy shit, this is monstrous. Grievous is a tragic-ass character.
As he watches the ship climb into the night sky, the dark figure pulls out his comlink and informs his associates that their plans for the general have succeeded, and that they may commence with their experiment.
Count Dooku. Count fucking Dooku. He knew of an epic general. A general that was able to turn around the war against the Tyrranids. The war against the bug people. And they were like, you know what? I want this general to have a burning passion for Jedi. So he massacred his people, destroyed his body, and were the benevolent overlords that built him back up so he could have his revenge. Creating the most loyal servants to the people, to the Sith. The people that wiped out everyone he knew and loved. Oh my god. This is the most tragic horror story of all time. This makes Anakin seem like he went through buttercups and rainbows. Oh god.
Am I dead? Ah, you are awake, my friend.
Oh, God.
And yes, very much alive. But your body has sustained near fatal wounds due to your accident.
Ha! Accident!
Who are... My apologies.
Oh my god, this is the demigod General Grievous. They fucking did this to him. I can't believe how evil the Sith are. Oh my god! Brother.
I am San Hill, chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan. And, judging from the cloak we found, you are a Kalish general, are you not?
Yeah, we found my ass. They knew everything. They knew everything!
A very fortunate one, I may add. A banking clan frigate accidentally picked up your escape pod's emergency beacon in the Johnson Sea.
Yeah. Totally. Remember when the actor and the acolyte said there's no good or evil in Star Wars? Remember when that happened? Dude, we could have got an entire General Grievous show. That would have been insanely cool.
Your crew was not so lucky, I'm afraid. But, dear General, your mind and vital organs are safely in our care, here on Geonosis. Geonosis? An honorable leader died.
An honorable leader dies alongside his soldiers. I order you to bring me back
to Kali. Oh my god.
Dies alongside his soldiers. I order you to bring me back to Kali. How touching, General. Do you really think the IBC would go through all this trouble only to let you die? You would not even survive a journey back to Kali, let alone another 4 hours here without a blood transfusion. However, as fate would have it, your accident is almost a blessing.
Oh, shit.
You see, we have been funding a Geonosian biotechnology project, and you, Great General, are the perfect candidate for our experiment.
This is like the government being like, oh, hell yeah, we just got this new prosthetic leg invention. How are we gonna test it? Proceeds to just shoot some random guy in the foot. Oh my god! What a strange twist of fate! You would be perfect to test this new, new prosthetic leg. Wow!
An experiment that will plunge you back into the heart of battle. What good is an amputee in the heart of battle? Therein lies the beauty.
Is this why he's coughing the whole time? Because he's a cripple?
Of technology. We can guarantee you a new, self-sustaining body with appendages, free of cumbersome life support systems. In fact, your new abilities may even surpass that of any Jedi.
He knew exactly. He knew exactly what buttons to push. This is brainwashing to the extreme. I love the development of politics in Star Wars. Star Wars started out as this democracy, but it showed you how it corrupted itself until it became an empire. The downfall was being spelled out from the very, very start. Bro.
The sooner I return to exterminating Huck colonies, the sooner I can redeem. Your destiny is now beyond your futile wars with neighboring planets. After all, the Republic is really to blame for all the galaxy's struggles. A confederacy of independent systems is in the making, and a great war is unavoidable. You will command the largest droid army in history, and in return, the IBC will relieve Kali of its famine.
Wow. The banking clan could have saved... They could have saved this planet anytime. Anytime. They let this war play out. But anytime. They could have saved the whole planet. But now they're going to use it as a bargaining chip. Everyone's saying that the coughing happens later, but I'm sure we're going to get there.
After you help us introduce a new order into the galaxy, you will be free to return to your people as their greatest hero. Your new order is meaningless to me. To die in a Bacta tank does not befit a great warrior general such as yourself.
Bro, look, he's literally pushing his buttons. Like, literally pushing his buttons. This is insane. This is politics, guys. God, it's like a political masterpiece. Do you remember when people were complaining that the prequels in Star Wars were too political? I don't know. Unironically, the politics of Star Wars are my favorite part of Star Wars.
Shame. What would your ancestors think? As the Mune's words ran through Grievous's mind, he thought of the dishonor he would bring if he died here. They were offering him a chance to live again, a chance to rejoin the fires of war, and
a chance to save all the people that these Jedi mercilessly killed. Dude, this is some of the most manipulative shit I've ever seen. I don't know, manipulative villains always hit me a certain way, because it's like, to write a character that's just overpowered, alright, anyone could do that. To write a character that's you know, strong and scary, sure, easy as fucking shit. But to write a character that can contort the minds of good people, that's horrifying.
Bring death to the Republic he hated. He weighed the disfigurement of his body against the dishonor of his people and his ancestors.
Like, I'm just saying, right now I'm seeing the basic backstory to General Grievous. This could have gotten a 10-episode season. Disney could have made something great by just adapting Legends content. And they're like, oh no, power of one, power of two, power of many. We're going to give you OnlyFans Sith edition.
It was no contest. He submitted to the changes.
Of course he did.
To say Grievous's cybernetic transformation was all-consuming was a gross understatement. Nearly his entire body had been replaced by machines.
Oh, God.
Only the vital organs in his torso and what remained of his face were any indication that he had once been an organic being.
Oh, God.
Hate. Cold and unbiting as space itself.
It almost feels like this is a, wow. I was gonna say something that I think is gonna have a lot more truth to it than I even realized. General Grievous is the test run for Darth Vader. Like, unironically. The outfit, the costume, the torture, the manipulation. This man is literally the test run for Vader. Holy shit, I'm shaking. What an insanely good character.
That was all Grievous could feel after his transformation. He could no longer sleep, no longer laugh. All he could do was hate.
And Vader's suit tortures him too. This man was I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to say this and it'd be sounding the wrong way. This guy was literally groomed by the Sith. Groomed to become a Jedi killer.
Following his resurrection, several of the technicians referred to Grievous as a droid. The general made sure it was the last mistake they ever made. He was not a droid. He was a warrior. He was death.
Dude, poor guy. This is so sad. I'm like, I feel so terrible for this character. Bro was actually manipulated so insanely hard.
Grievous was eventually introduced to Count Dooku, the leader of the Confederacy, whom Grievous was shocked to learn was a former Jedi.
Dude, Count Dooku is also a crazy character. I have to do some Dooku lore too.
In the waning months, Dooku...
People keep telling me that Count Dooku was like a kind of a good guy in disguise. I have people telling me that in the comments, and that makes me really want to see the Darth Tyrranis lore really badly.
Told Grievous all about the Sith and their plans for galactic-wide dominance.
Wait, what? The Jedi shall fall to their own weapon. Dude, this is so ironic. Like, he hands him a lightsaber, right? So a Jedi falls to his own weapon, a lightsaber, but in the grand scheme of things, a Jedi falls to their own weapon, the clones.
Grievous all about the Sith and their plans for galactic-wide dominance. This concept intrigued Grievous.
No one has ever received a lightsaber as a gift, especially not a droid. Fuck!
Dooku and his Sith seemed to share the same goal as himself, annihilation of the Jedi Order, and that suited Grievous just fine. Over the long and grueling weeks, Dooku trained Grievous in the art of lightsaber combat.
Oh god, Form 2. Dude, we have to do an all forms lightsaber lore deep dive as well. There's so much in Star Wars lore that I am going to consume. And originally I did it due to interest. Then I did it because I, Lord NUXALORE, will consume all lore. Subscribe to join me on this journey. Whether it's Warhammer, Star Wars, or I have no mouth and I cannot scream. But now, it's due to sheer pettiness that Disney is copywriting all of my fucking videos for calling them out too much.
Teaching him the various forms and techniques used by his sworn enemies. Dooku's skill was truly remarkable.
Dude, people kept telling me to look at this Clone Wars.
But, thanks to Grievous's cybernetic brain, he quickly memorized the various forms and adopted them into his personal method. Grievous took pleasure in the
God, I love this art style. I love Grievous's character design so much.
Fact that the Jedi would be felled by their own weapon, the order he despised brought low by its own teachings.
God damn, and you could see how well manipulated he is. This is so much scarier than an inhibitor chip, honestly. An inhibitor chip is mind control. That's fucked up. But this, the way they put every single tiny detail of his life in place to just give him the absolute most torturous backstory to hate Jedi, just to use him as a weapon? Like, this is a proud warrior, a proud, glorious fighter fighting for his people. And he's a monster.
Following his training, Grievous was introduced to the droid army still in production on Geonosis, and he was insulted by what he saw.
Why?
While the automatons were deadly to be sure, their sheer incompetence was maddening. Grievous knew that he would never
Bro, fucking useless droids.
demean himself by commanding such pitiful warriors. As such, he presented the Trade Federation with designs for his own personal bodyguards.
Wait, he developed these guards with the red shit? The purple buzzing thing?
Specifically designed by Grievous to engage Jedi.
Shit.
He called them Magna Guards.
Alright.
While the Nemoidians whined about the cost of such droids, Dooku praised the designs and demanded prototypes be put into production.
Goddamn.
After the first batch of guards was completed, Grievous trained the guards as Dooku had trained him, and soon the Magna Guards were perfectly equipped to deal with even the most esteemed of Jedi Masters.
Full droids that could fight Jedi Masters? Wait, why didn't he mass produce these guys? That's insane.
As the time for war drew near, Grievous became anxious to test his might against a real Jedi in combat.
Oh shit! We're finally getting to him actually introducing himself to Jedi, but bro gets cooked by Obi-Wan. Is he even like he can't use the Force, right? So does he even stand a chance against Jedi? Like, even though he was trained... Alright, I guess we'll see. He is this renowned general, so maybe.
His bloodlust would only be sate once the Order was in ashes. However, Dooku told him that he was to be kept in reserve, only being revealed when the time was right. This angered Grievous, but he obeyed his master nonetheless, as their ship...
He based. He's a man of principles. Say what you want about Grievous, but he's a man of honor. Holy shit.
touched down on Geonosis.
Alright.
As the battle in the Geonosian arena unfolded,
Dude, I feel like if Grievous would have been in this battle, it would have looked very differently, right?
hundreds of Jedi fought for their lives against endless waves of battle droids. Dooku had instructed Grievous that he could watch the battle from the Shield catacombs, but he was not to interfere.
Dude, honestly, Grievous could have probably destroyed Obi-Wan if he would have fought him at this time, right? Obi-Wan wasn't nearly as strong as he was in Revenge of the Sith.
Still, Grievous felt pleasure every time a Jedi was cut down by blaster fire. His electronic brain studying and memorizing the typical actions of the Jedi, so that Grievous could know what strategies they would employ once he was finally revealed.
God damn. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. He's an actual Jedi killer now. They groomed this man into becoming a Jedi killer.
However, as the carnage continued, he couldn't help but notice one Jedi in particular.
Wait, Obi-Wan?
He was human, roughly in his mid-30s, and sporting a short beard across his face.
What?
Grievous would have discounted him as just a random Jedi, but this one was different.
Wait, did he always hate Obi-Wan? All along? I had no idea that this was like an actual vendetta.
The ease in which he carved through row after row of droids. The unparalleled swiftness in which he deflected bolts back at their source. He was more skilled than most, and Grievous wondered who he was. Dooku
General Kenobi
had told him very little of the Jedi he had directly worked with in his life, and Grievous had no files in his systems to match the identity. Still, even as he was certain that the Jedi would eventually die, Grievous couldn't shake the thought that he and this Jedi would one day meet in person.
Holy shit, actual fated combat.
As the thoughts ran through the general's mind, gunships landed all around the few Jedi still remaining, beings in white unloading on the droids in the arena.
Oh yeah, baby. Unloading on those droids.
Their gunships whisking their passengers to safety. As Grievous and his guards made their way through the catacombs, they were unexpectedly found upon by the Jedi Master, Ern Seem Du.
Wait, while the Attack of the Clones was going on? While it was happening? A Jedi found Grievous? Okay, dude, fucking Disney, you guys are fucking losers. Honestly, fucking losers at Disney. How do you fumble an IP like this with so much content? How do you fumble so hard?
Who had infiltrated the tunnels in an attempt to locate the members of the Separatist Council. Remembering Dooku's directive that his existence was to be kept secret, Grievous engaged the Jedi Master with one of his guards' electrostaffs.
Wait, he didn't even use a lightsaber?
While the young woman fought valiantly against her unknown assailant, Grievous overpowered and killed her, leaving her body where it lay in the damp catacombs.
Holy shit. No witnesses, baby. No fucking witnesses.
As he looked down at his fallen foe,
that was the first time he killed a Jedi.
Grievous relished the fact that the Jedi was only the first to fall to his hands. He then collected her lightsaber.
This will make a fine addition to my collection!
And affixed it to his belt.
I started doing that every time I get a copyright claim from Disney.
A trophy for his victory in battle. Grievous was looking forward to adding more to his collection.
I said the thing almost!
Following the Battle of Geonosis, the Clone Wars erupted throughout the galaxy, the forces of the Republic's clone armies and their Jedi generals striving to repel the droid armies of the Confederacy.
Alright,
As Dooku and his master, Lord Sidious,
Count Dooku,
were pleased with Grievous's actions on Geonosis, they bestowed upon him the title of Supreme Commander of the Droid Army, placing every battle droid under his direct control.
Every time I learn the lore of a new franchise,
this will make a fine addition to my collection.
That sounded a little more like Yoda. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Grievous, however, took the title as an insult, as though there was honor in being the leader of an army of incompetent machines.
Based Grievous.
However, Grievous would come to respect Dooku and his master, viewing them the same way he viewed all politicians, a necessary evil.
Based! Oh my god! I love this character now! Dude, I love this character! He respected them. They're a necessary evil, like all politicians. Unlike the Jedi who massacred his people for no reason. Oh my god! Man's actually the GOAT!
What he could not respect was their insistence at keeping his existence a secret.
Dude's a warrior. I get it.
The war had gone on for 4 months, yet he had not been able to lead his first mission in the field. Grievous hungered to once again engage the Jedi, particularly the one he noticed on Geonosis.
General Kenobi,
whom Dooku had revealed was a Jedi named Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ooh.
Finally, Dooku instructed him to lead a battalion of droids to the planet Hypori and intercept a party of Jedi and their troops. It was time to make the general's presence known.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
The Battle of Hypori, if one could call it such, was quick and relentless. All the Republic's ships were shot down, the clone army decimated. All that remained was a single crashed ship and its Jedi crew.
Dude, he didn't even say anything. He just said prepare. He walked in and fucking reverse jumped 10 Jedi.
As his forces closed in, Grievous halted their assault. He had waited too long to simply have his droids gun down their helpless foes. Escape wasn't possible.
Helpless foes, right? Hilarious. Helpless foes. 10 Jedi. 2 Jedi Masters. At full strength. Helpless foes.
Possible. And Grievous, despite his
the Kratos of Star Wars
appearance, was not completely without mercy. He would grant
no gloating, no monologuing, just death.
Them a warrior's death. They deserved that much. As he slowly approached the wreckage, Grievous wondered if the Jedi were making peace within their so-called force, though he knew it would not save them. The Jedi were exhausted, and Grievous was incapable of feeling fatigue.
Oh god.
Still, he hoped at least for a challenge. Suddenly, one Jedi, a young one by the looks of him, charged out blindly.
Fucking Shaggy.
He was so weak, so foolish.
God, I love the narration! Dude, Evan Nova, you are killing it with your narration.
That Grievous didn't even draw his weapons. He simply crushed the young Jedi underfoot. As the remaining Jedi backed into the wreckage, Grievous watched them prepare. They didn't know who he was, and that gave the general an advantage. He drew his weapons, stood for a fraction of a second. Then the carnage began. One by one, the weary Jedi fell. While some lasted longer than others, their numbers dwindled until only one remained. Grievous was
insane. I can't believe it. What a fucking horrifying villain introduction.
Pleased that Dooku's training had yielded results. Truly, he was a force to be reckoned with.
Get it? A force to be reckoned? Alright, okay.
However, as the general closed in on his final victim, a squad of clones burst in, hammering Grievous with their blasters. Enraged at being interrupted at the cusp of victory, Grievous lashed out at the clones, running his sabers through their torsos.
God damn!
Suddenly, a gunship raced through the wreck, missiles blazing a hell of their own. Grievous knew taking down the gunship on his own would take time. Time
Meaning he thought he could do it. It would just be a waste of time.
He didn't have. As he scrambled to avoid the barrage, the remaining clones and the Jedi boarded and flew off into the atmosphere, escaping the general's wrath.
God damn. That is how you introduce a character. My lord.
As Grievous watched the gunship fly away, he picked up the lightsaber of the fallen Jedi Kakruk and affixed it to his belt.
This will be a fitting end to my collection.
Wait. This will be a fine addition to my collection. Wait, there's a whole meme about it?
Grievous knew the Jedi had not won. They had only prolonged the inevitable.
Goddamn.
Their destruction.
Bro. What a horrifying character introduction.
The Clone Wars raged through the stars. Grievous's name became the stuff of legend. Or, more accurately, the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah!
Across the galaxy, Grievous waged war against the Jedi, from the lowliest of Padawan.
Right, because, like, the funny thing is, if you actually think about it just for, like, a half a second, who are the bad guys in the Clone Wars? Right? Like, on the good guy's side, you have billions of clones, and a lot of Jedi. And on the bad guy's side, you have Dooku and Grievous. That's it. What the fuck? Like, to even put it, to even comprehend, this man was carrying an entire side of a war.
To the masters of the council itself, Grievous slaughtered them without mercy.
Wait, what? He killed council members? Dude was a monster!
The only traces of their existence being the lightsabers he collected and stored in his trophy room.
This will make a fine addition to my collection!
While even he suffered his occasional defeat, few Jedi escaped the
Wait, Grievous lost to Kit Fisto in combat? Holy shit, that's pretty crazy.
While even he suffered his occasional defeat, few Jedi escaped the General's wrath alive. However, there was one that still vexed him. One whom Grievous had engaged on multiple fronts. One whose name was like an insult to his very existence. One whose reputation in battle was nearly as famous as his own.
Goddamn.
The Negotiator.
The Negotiator!
He actually did the quote!
General Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Wait, so apparently Grievous only lost 3 times in his whole career. Once to Obi-Wan, once to Windu, and once to Kit Fisto. That's a impressive fucking resume.
Grievous had first dueled Kenobi aboard the doomed ship the Malevolence, and astonishingly, the Jedi Master had survived.
Wow!
Grievous had engaged.
They're like actual fated enemies. That's crazy to think about.
Jedi Masters before, but there was something different about Kenobi.
I don't know, I'm not gonna lie. Grievous makes Dooku look like a pussy bitch. Like, I thought Dooku was the terrifying head of the Separatists, and he wasn't. But ain't no way that's the truth. This man carried their army. Like, honestly.
The ease in which he adapted to his situation, his calm demeanor, his unparalleled skill, they both impressed and frightened Grievous. Every time they engaged, Grievous was either outmaneuvered or defeated.
Wow,
and this was something Grievous could not tolerate.
Dude, it's crazy. He just couldn't do it. Holy shit.
There would be a reckoning. He would slay Kenobi. In the stillness of his sleep chamber, Grievous briefly wondered, was Kenobi more than a lucky Jedi? Had Grievous disgraced his ancestors with his actions?
Oh my god, more actual Grievous lore. Dude.
Had they sought his death and conjured a being that Grievous could never defeat? Was Kenobi his end?
Did he actually think this? Is this the Legends canon? Dade Cool, thanks you so much for the sub. Oh my god.
Snarling, Grievous shook such thoughts from his mind. He was the leader of the droid army, the greatest Jedi killer in generations. No mere master could slay him. He would see the Republic crushed. He would see his master's plans come to fruition. This he knew.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
As the years passed, Grievous felt the war would soon be won. To the untrained eye, the Republic and the Separatists seemed to be at a stalemate.
Yeah?
In reality,
Hi, I'm the untrained eye.
This was all part of Lord Sidious's plan.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Honestly, I think that Order 66 is unironically one of the coolest moments in all of fiction. Like, he knew that this is a proxy war, okay? The entire war here, the Clone Wars, is all a proxy war. It looks like there's two sides to the combat, but there isn't. It's the people that are under Sidious's command fighting the people under Sidious's command to completely destabilize everyone and fuck over all of his enemies. Like, it looks like there's two sides. General Grievous putting up a fight just destabilizes everything.
The Jedi and their forces were stretched thin. They had left their home, the core of the Galactic Republic, vulnerable. Sidious informed them that now was the time to strike. Now was the time.
Oh my god, they did not do him justice with his teeth in the Clone Wars. Look what they did to this man. Oh my god.
Time to launch their final operation. And Grievous had a special mission. One he gladly accepted.
Okay.
The attack on Coruscant came without warning.
Attack on Coruscant? He attacked Coruscant? Nani?
Buzzed
Coruscant it's the home world. This is the biggest planet. Wait, huh?
Through the atmosphere, clones and droids fought in the streets. Buildings crumbled. To many, it was a slaughter, a ravaged horror. But to Grievous, it was glorious. Making his way through the city street.
Oh my god, Grievous actually attacked the home base. Wait a second. The third movie started with Chancellor Palpatine captured by Dooku. Are you saying that Grievous captured Palpatine in the middle of his home city?
Grievous's mission was to apprehend the Supreme Chancellor, as well as kill any Jedi who stood in his way. The Chancellor was under the protection of a small band of Jedi Masters and clone troopers. As he made his way through the Chancellor's office, Grievous made short work of the clones, while his Magna Guards engaged the Jedi. However, the Jedi were more daring than he had anticipated. What started as a simple capture mission had turned into a wild chase through the city. Grievous had to admire their bravery, annoying as it was. As he carved his way through Jedi and clones to the Chancellor, Grievous remembered the words Dooku had told him about engaging Jedi. He must have fear, surprise, and intimidation on his side in order to succeed against the best of the Jedi.
Well, he won.
And right now, Grievous had all three on his side. As his Magna Guards distracted the Jedi Master Shaak Ti at the Maglev train track, Grievous used the cover of shadow to slip inside the Chancellor's bunker. The Chancellor watched as Grievous butchered his Jedi bodyguards until only the two of them remained.
Oh my god, and he actually killed them. Honestly, that just the description doesn't do it justice. The horror of his two arms becoming four. God damn.
As Grievous grabbed and hauled Palpatine to his ship, Shaak Ti, exhausted by her battle with the Magna
Bro, Shaak Ti took 2 huge L's from Grievous. Holy crap.
Guards attempted one final daring attack. Grievous made short work of her.
Bro, he's holding the Chancellor in one hand, fighting off a Jedi in the other. This man is a monster.
Though he did not kill her, it would be too easy. As the pair boarded, Mace Windu, a senior member of the Jedi Council, suddenly appeared out
but Windu's broken. Windu would have beaten Sidious in one-on-one combat, ironically enough.
from nowhere.
Like, this man's a monster.
As Grievous ignited his blades, Mace lashed out with the Force, crushing Grievous's chest plate and bringing him to his knees.
Damn.
Though he was not quick enough to save Palpatine. As Grievous...
So is that why Grievous is coughing and maybe even lose to Obi-Wan? So he might have actually even beaten Obi-Wan, if not for this injury.
Coughed and spat. He was happy, at the very least, Count Dooku had not been present to see his humiliation at Windu's hands.
Damn.
As he made his way to his flagship, with Palpatine in tow, Grievous hoped that he would one day return the favor of his chest being crushed to Mace, personally.
He never fights Mace Windu again, right? The next time he fights someone, it's Obi-Wan.
As Palpatine was delivered to his ship's spire and his chest repaired, Grievous briefed Dooku, who had come aboard the Invisible Hand to escort them back to Separatist space.
All right.
As the battle in space unfolded, Grievous took charge of his forces, while Dooku watched over the Chancellor. Dooku then informed Grievous that the Jedi would undoubtedly come to rescue him. However, he would be there to deal with them.
Oh my god, dude. It would have been so different if Grievous would have been on that ship. If Grievous would have been on that ship, I feel like it would have been a totally... Mace was tired of motherfucking snakes on that plane. Yeah, all right, hilarious. That's new. But, dude...
Grievous was confident in the Count's abilities and walked to the deck. The war was won, Grievous thought. The rest was just mop-up, now that the Chancellor was theirs. However, as Grievous soon discovered, their mission became a lot less easy than anticipated. As Count Dooku predicted, 2 Jedi infiltrated...
Dude, if Grievous would have been here... Because Dooku slaps Obi-Wan in 3 seconds, okay? If Grievous would have been here, this would have looked very different. Obviously, Sidious didn't want that to happen. He wanted Anakin to kill Dooku at the end.
...the Invisible Hand. But, upon their landing, Grievous was shocked to discover that it was Kenobi.
No way! No way, bro.
And Skywalker. The Republic Navy was unyielding in their assault. Invisible Hand bucked and shook as cannon fire ripped its hulls apart.
I don't know, man. Ripping its holes apart is what I do. That sounded a lot cooler in my head.
The general paced the bridge. He wondered if the Republic was willing to destroy him at the cost of the Chancellor. He was hoping that having him aboard would cause the clone ships to disengage. But if anything, the opposite was true. Suddenly, the ship's comm chimed, and Grievous was...
This is interesting. This isn't in the movie at all, is it?
...hailed by one of the Republic's admirals, warning Grievous that if his forces would not stop their attack, Invisible Hand would be destroyed.
That would have been nice. Imagine killing everyone like that.
Scoffing at the Admiral's threat, Grievous went to his vid screen, determined to show him that the Chancellor was in his custody. But when he did, he was shocked.
Oh god, this is awful! He goes back to the ship and he finds Dooku beheaded on the ground.
To find the room empty. Palpatine was gone and the room was in shambles. Then he noticed something in the corner. Widening the view screen, he saw Count Dooku splayed out on the floor without his head.
Oh my god. Dude, Grievous succeeded in his task to perfection. He invaded the most fortified planet in the galaxy, captured this man, killed a bunch of masters on the way out, gives him to Dooku, he comes back, guy's gone, Dooku's dead. What the frick, man? His dead master, another thing the Jedi took from him.
Quickly realizing what must have happened, Grievous broke the Admiral's signal and ordered his forces to capture the Jedi. While Dooku's death discouraged him, Grievous had to see his mission through, at all costs. It didn't take long for his Magna Guards to bring the Jedi into custody, after they were trapped by a ray shield, marching the 2 Jedi along with the Chancellor and an R2 unit. After his guards handed them their sabers, Grievous
Another fine addition to my collection!
Inspected his prey. Kenobi he had seen and fought plenty of times, but Skywalker he had never seen.
Grievous never saw Skywalker throughout the entire Clone Wars? That's ironic.
Expected him to be older. After they exchanged pleasant...
That's right, he says,
I thought you were older.
Grievous was about to order their execution. Then suddenly, Kenobi, reaching out with the Force, seized his lightsaber, cut his bonds, and started hacking away at the nearest battle droids. Grievous ordered his guards to crush the Jedi, but...
Oh no, he said you're shorter than I expected? Nice.
As they engage...
I thought you were taller, that's what he said. Whatever, dude, Revenge of the Sith, best Star Wars movie. All these people that are coping and saying that the original trilogy was better, get at it.
Grievous couldn't help being amazed. The ease in which Kenobi had once again taken control of a situation was impeccable. And of the 2 of them, Skywalker was reportedly the greater warrior. As his guards were cut to ribbons, Grievous realized he had lost control. The ship...
Dude, Kenobi really is his arch nemesis. I had no idea that he would have some sort of like... that Kenobi was like actually built up as an ultimate antithesis to him. Because I watched Revenge of the Sith, okay? The way I saw it, Kenobi showed up, found this bad guy, beat him in a fight, right? I didn't realize it was like this long-standing blood feud throughout the entire Clone Wars. Like some whole-ass Naruto versus Sasuke, Vegeta versus Goku fight at the end. You know? I didn't realize that it was built up this much.
The ship was deorbiting and would soon be burned to a crisp. However, Grievous had one advantage the Jedi didn't. He didn't need to breathe.
I can suck cock for an unlimited amount of time.
As the pair closed in on the general from both sides, Grievous picked up his severed guard's electro staff and struck the deck's view screen.
Based.
As he and everything else that was not bolted down flew into space, Grievous activated his cable gun and made his way to his escape pod.
Dude, this man is a pragmatic fucking legend. Bro just pulled a freeze on their ass. I am so impressed by this character. Like, he is truly a tactician and a brilliant general and a tragic character. I'm almost sad that he didn't get some sort of closure. I'm almost sad that he didn't get some sort of revelation that the Jedi were the good guys and that he recognized as evil. Like, it's insane.
He knew his mission was to bring Palpatine alive, but he figured Sidious would understand. After all, unexpected alteration was a given in conflict. If nothing else, he would at least be pleased to hear that the Jedi and the Chancellor would burn to death on re-entry.
Lol, little did he know.
Grievous climbed into his escape pod and jettisoned to the nearest Separatist ship, setting off all of Invisible Hand's remaining pods in the process. He boarded a starship, commandeered a starfighter, and blasted off to Separatist space.
God damn. And he thought for sure, Obi-Wan was finally cooked. Wow, holy shit. Actual arch nemesis.
As his ship descended the sky to the surface of Utapau, Grievous reflected on the sheer idiocy of the Pauan people. During the war...
what? Wait, this is also comics. This isn't in the movie either.
They had chosen to remain neutral, not swearing allegiance to either the Republic or the Separatists, in an effort to keep their planet safe.
Ha! Ha! Centrists? Centrist? Wow, what pussies, am I right? Centrist pussies.
However, Grievous knew that neutrality was just a nicer way of saying neither side was interested in claiming them. In this war, neutrality was a myth. It was thanks...
Neutrality is heresy! Yes, exterminate the Xenos!
...to their neutrality that the Separatists had little difficulty in acquiring this backwater planet. Grievous would have grinned at the sheer irony of it all.
But he didn't have a mouth. No!
If he was still capable.
Oh, god damn. Poor General Grievous. Honestly, grieving his whole life.
As his ship touched down, Grievous made his way to the holocom. He was expecting a call from Lord Sidious, and he dared not be late. On his way to the station, Grievous was interrupted by Viceroy Gunray.
Oh, get out of here, Viceroy Gunray, these clowns.
The cowardly leader of the Separatists, who the general hoped Sidious would give him permission to beat to death once the war was over.
Well, honestly, he would have. If Grievous would have survived, that would have literally been his job, right? Sidious ordered Anakin to go kill all these guys. Damn.
As the Nemoidian spewed his complaints about him and the council being moved to Mustafar, Grievous was in no mood to listen to his banter and gave him a—
He's like, bro, Darth Tyrranis was just killed. There is literally no one else, okay? I am the only guy left.
quick explanation of the safety provided by the law.
It won't be long before the armies of the Republic track us here. You must make your way to the Mustafar system in the Outer Rim. You will be safe there.
World, and shoved him on his way to the ship, resisting an impulse to splatter his brains into orbit.
Yeah.
As the comm chimed and the image of the Dark Lord appeared before him, Sidious informed Grievous that the war would soon be over.
Yup. I read Mustafar as Mutahar.
The Mutahar system!
Hello, guys and gals, it's me, Mustafar. Actually, sounds pretty good. But anyway, the point is, bruh, dude, the war will soon be over. And it doesn't even matter if Grievous survives it. Because he just needs to say, execute Order 66.
Not entirely.
Dude, do you realize how cruel Darth Sidious is? If he would have just executed Order 66, 10 minutes earlier, Grievous would have survived. God damn. I am so torn up about this character now. Like, he was just a nobody in the movies. But man is a professional hater, literally too angry to die.
Entirely convinced of this, Grievous asked his master's plans now that Dooku was gone. Calm and cold as space, Sidious informed him that Dooku's death was a necessary loss.
Yeah, because Dooku, I think Dooku would still, based on what people have been telling me in the comments, Dooku lore is crazy, and apparently he was doing shit for the greater good. That said, he needed Anakin. He needed Dooku to die. Dooku lore is wild as fuck. Anyway, definitely drop a like on this video. It's 10,000 likes and I will be reviewing the lore of more Sith guys.
And that he would soon have a new apprentice. One far younger and more powerful.
Yeah, Mr. Anakin.
Grievous.
No, Anakin! Master Anakin! There's Anakin!
This had no idea what his master meant.
Bro out there, fucking younglings faster than Dr. Disrespect wished. Okay, that wasn't funny.
But he didn't want to ask. Sidious also informed him that the Jedi would soon track him there, and that it would most likely be Obi-Wan. Grievous knew Kenobi, Skywalker, and Palpatine had survived the Invisible Hand's crash after being informed by his intel droids on his way to Utapau, and he couldn't say he was pleased.
Well, I'm sure he's happy to finally face Obi-Wan. Like, dude wants this over with.
At least he'd be able to finally deal with Kenobi personally. But Grievous was curious if Skywalker would be accompanying him. Sidious remarked that Skywalker would be otherwise engaged.
Yeah!
Grievous wasn't sure why, but frankly, he didn't care. He dropped his head in supplication. He would not fail Sidious.
Well, he technically doesn't fail Sidious. He did exactly what Sidious needed him to. Grievous living or dying here absolutely meant nothing to Sidious. Grievous fought a war that completely destabilized the entire galaxy. He did his job. He does not need Grievous anymore.
One way or another, the war would soon end.
The war, one way or another. There's only one way this war could end. It's a proxy war. Designed by one person fighting both sides. to destabilize everything and create an empire. I think that the politics in the prequel era of Star Wars is literally the best part of the entire Star Wars franchise, culminating in Order 66 as the ultimate moment. Honestly, fantastic.
Sidious was right. It did not take the Jedi long to find him. Grievous's guards informed him that the Jedi had landed, and he was now on his way there.
All right.
Grievous was ready.
All right.
He would finally see Kenobi dead, and then all his fears and doubts would vanish. He would be content.
Oh, shit.
As he prepared his battle droids, Kenobi suddenly dropped down in front of him. Grievous had to admit,
General Kenobi!
The Jedi was bold. He didn't think Kenobi would be foolish enough to jump into the middle of a nest of thousands of battle droids alone.
Well,
he ordered his Magna Guards to attack, but as they advanced, in one fell swoop, Kenobi dispatched them with a
dude, it's kind of wild. Kenobi really does cook up some interesting battle plans, you know?
of the Force.
He really does. Man cooks. Dude does not fight fair, and it's awesome.
Guards were dead. Fine, Grievous thought.
I'll dispatch this Jedi scum myself.
He'll deal with him personally.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
After ordering his army to stand down, Grievous drew all 4 of his blades, not even bothering to keep them in reserve.
Dude, crazy. What an insane scene.
Kenobi stepped into a Ceresu defensive stance.
Dude, I love that stance.
Grievous charged, 4 blades weaving a storm of blue and green.
Oh yeah, Beyblade time!
And the battle had begun.
Oh god, I'm so sad that he actually dies now after seeing his backstory and what happened to this man. It was a funny scene. Obi-Wan jumped in. Hello there! I love that hello there.
Grievous was relentless. His enhanced reflexes and electronic brain allowed him to strike 3 times a second, all of which came in a randomized, unpredictable pattern. Against most opponents, this method was flawless, as the general's unpredictable moves made him almost impossible to defend against.
Dude, how did Obi-Wan even win this fight? Holy shit.
You could only imagine Grievous's surprise when he finally realized that not one of his strikes got through. Obi-Wan was still standing, deflecting every strike that came at him.
Damn!
Those he didn't intercept with his lightsaber, he avoided with a sudden shift of his body.
Dude, Obi-Wan's actually kind of the GOAT. Bro's actually goated.
The blade passing harmlessly away from him. In a fit of rage, Grievous ramped up the intensity. 14, 16, 18, and then, finally, at 20 strikes per second, he overloaded Kenobi's defense and caused him to stagger back. However, instead of crumbling under the pressure, Kenobi went on the offense. With a simple flick of his blade, he severed one of Grievous's hands.
Oh my god!
Then, with his free hand, caught the general's arm and actually bent his wrist until it snapped like a twig.
Wait, what?
Grievous looked at his
I didn't remember he snapped off his hand.
Mangled hands, then at Kenobi's blade, then at his hands again. Then he suddenly realized he seemed to have an urgent appointment somewhere else.
Yeah,
Anywhere else.
Yeah, all right, dude.
However, before
he runs away. God damn, I can't believe it.
Before he can make his move, the hangar erupted with the sounds of clones charging in on cables and gunships. In his moment of distraction, Kenobi used the Force to hurl him to the ceiling, where he fell with a deafening crash.
And he dropped his lightsabers too.
Picking him
spiders away. God, this was such a cool fight. I was so disappointed. Like, bro just gets shot at the end. It's crazy. Now I feel so bad for this character. A demigod, a general, a warrior. You should watch the actual fight scene. I've watched the actual fight scene. I've seen this movie more than once.
Himself up, Grievous ran to his blade wheeler and made his way for the city tunnels.
God, that's such a cool design.
Hoping the clones had not discovered his fighter. As he tore through the city streets, he suddenly saw Kenobi gaining on him.
God damn, this Kenobi's so uncivilized.
On the back of an Utapawan dragon mount. Grievous noticed that he
And the dragon also. God, this was so cool.
seemed to have lost his lightsaber, which meant he was vulnerable.
Yeah.
Reaching for his spare electro staff, he attempted to knock the Jedi Master off his mount. Suddenly, Kenobi seized the staff, jumped onto the wheeler, and attempted to wrestle the control from Grievous's hands, while simultaneously avoiding the blaster shots Grievous was attempting to pump into him. With the blaster, he kept
God,
on.
I love how Grievous actually used, like, blasters and shit. It's whatever works. He wasn't like, you know, it's not like some of these characters is like, no, a gun is such an uncivilized weapon. You know, like fucking Kenobi after he shoots him. Bro, it doesn't even matter. He's a killer. He is a killer, a warrior.
On the side of the wheeler. Their ride finally came to a stop when the two of them stumbled onto the landing pad where Grievous's fighter lay. As they both got up, blaster and staff in hand, they looked at each other for the briefest of seconds, and they realized their relationship had come to an end.
Oh, God, dude. Don't worry, honey. It's not you. It's me. Proceeds to shoot her.
Grievous fired, but Kenobi knocked the weapon from his grasp, then plunged the staff into the general's chest. Grievous responded by punching and throwing Kenobi so hard his ribs cracked.
Wait, did he actually break his ribs in the movie? That's wild. Holy shit, just kicked him with so much force it broke his ribs?
As he moved to finish him off, Kenobi dodged, and with his force-augmented strength, seized Grievous's chest plate and proceeded to rip it open,
my God.
exposing what remained of the...
No, this is what's left of him! This is the organic life that's left of Grievous!
General's organs. Realizing what he was doing, Grievous battered and threw Kenobi around the platform. As the Jedi Master clung...
I can't believe Obi-Wan won 2 major battles hanging off the edge of a cliff. Dude, this is Darth Maul all over again.
For dear life, Grievous picked up the electro staff and closed in, determined to end his rival's life once and for all. However, as Grievous raised his arms to deliver a killing blow, Kenobi used the Force to bring the discarded blaster to
It's the same as with Darth Maul! It's exactly the same!
Open hand. And, before Grievous could react,
so uncivilized,
unloaded 5 blaster bolts into the general's chest. And without his chest plate, there was nothing protecting his exposed organs.
Oh my
Grievous's chest exploded. Energy climbed up his spine and his brain erupted from his skull. His body turning into a shower of fire and gore.
I can't believe how sad I am. Like, I'm actually heartbroken.
The electro staff hit the floor, followed by the general's knees, then by what remained of his head. Kenobi got up.
I can't believe it, bro. That's so sad. This man, his nation wiped out, butchered by Jedi. They have made me so sympathetic towards this character. Oh my God.
And stared at the charred corpse at his feet.
So uncivilized.
So, he summoned a condemnation among the most offensive in his vocabulary. Uncivilized.
Yeah, alright, most offensive. Yeah, okay. That's the end. That's where his story ends.
Sidious was right. The Clone Wars had ended soon.
Bro.
But they did not end.
Pretty convenient for a gun to be there. It wasn't convenient. It was Grievous's gun, right? He knocked the gun out. Grievous tried to kill him. He knocked out the gun.
In victory, they ended in darkness. The Republic had become an empire. The Jedi Order and the Separatists were annihilated. Grievous's body was taken to a holding chamber where it gathered dust for years.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
His face mask stripped and sold to the Empire's newest Grand Admiral. Grievous's legacy was one of scorn and admiration. He was revered by his people as a savior and was entered into their religious pantheon.
Thrawn? Why is everyone saying Thrawn? Who the hell is Thrawn? What?
And was worshipped as a deity, temples being built in his honor. The citizens of the galaxy remembered him as a brilliant general and merciless enemy, his name inspiring fear to this very day. But few among the galaxy knew what Grievous truly was. Few knew what his creation was truly meant to be.
Bro.
Grievous was the ultimate Jedi trap. For an effective Jedi trap must have both an irresistible bait and an outcome to where, no matter who wins, the mastermind ultimately succeeds.
This is so fucking tragic. Thrawn has the mask on display in his office. Okay, I have no idea who Thrawn is. I guess I'll have to do Thrawn lore later. But this is so sad. I can't believe it. Like, it was irrelevant if he won, if he lost. He just killed enough Jedi and added enough chaos to succeed. Ultimately Grievous won. He killed a lot of fucking Jedi, and he caused the entire Jedi Order to collapse. Unironically. Bro, I started this video with being like, Grievous is the coughing meme man that's so uncivilized. Well, so good. That was a really good video. Evan Nova, you fucking killed it. I love... Get a new microphone, but goddamn, you fucking killed it. I call upon thee, all of you, join me on this quest. The darkest video I have ever made is upon us. It is time to look into the bowels of something that has been highly requested that I didn't know was a thing until just recently. The case for Darth Jar-Jar? What the fuck is this? Darth Jar-Jar Star Wars theory? 10 million views? What the frick? Explain this shit to me. Jar Jar Binks was so powerful he even changed George Lucas's mind to conceal his true identity. What the fuck is going on over here? Everyone's been telling me that this is like, oh, Nux, you have to react to Darth Jar Jar. What the fuck? You know that, listen, I am deep into Star Wars lore now. And by deep, I mean I am learning about Star Wars Legends. I am learning about the Old Republic. I am learning about the greater timeline. The Disney, the non-Disney, the canon, the non-canon. The Disney being the non-canon. The Acolyte has stirred up a force within me, and I am consuming all of Star Wars lore. You know me, Lord Nuxalore, the consumer of all lore, and I am so into Star Wars now. And one thing that has been in the comment section of all my videos, react to Darth Jar Jar. So I was about to do like a deep dive in every Sith Lord, like Plagueis and Bane, fucking Darth Nihilist. Like I have a whole list at this point, but apparently I needed to do Darth Jar Jar. What the fuck? 10 million views? All right, let's see what this is about.
You may have heard already about the theory that's blowing up around the internet right now about how Jar Jar Binks may actually be a Sith master.
Wait, is this like an unironic theory that was made at some point, or is this just like a glorious shit post? Like this is just gonna be a shit post, right? Like this isn't an actual theory. Bro, does he actually have yellow eyes? Oh my god, he actually has like the yellow Sith eyes. Okay, I'm locked in. Well, what do we got here?
So I decided to make this video to explain every single detail for you, so here it is. This is the completely airtight, absolutely foolproof case for why Jar Jar Binks is the most powerful Sith master in the universe.
Dude, Chad is not even... Dude, this has to be shitposting, right? This can't be an actual theory. It was a shitpost, but it developed into something more? Wait a second, are you saying that there might actually be credibility to this? Wait, what? Dude, like, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do deep dive lores and all the Sith. And they're like, oh, you have to see the deep lore of all of General Grievous's life story. And I'm like, all right, I'll put that on the list. But nothing has been as requested as Darth Jar Jar.
First of all, Jar Jar executes a 20-foot twisting somersault through the air that if performed by any other character, you would assume they were either a Jedi or a Sith.
What? No! No, okay, it's a shitpost. It's a shitpost. That he made a big jump?
As we know, the Jedi themselves are inspired by Shaolin monks.
Right.
And a convincing theory is that Jar Jar is based off of another traditional martial arts discipline called Zi-Quan. Jar Jar almost single-handedly takes out half...
Wait, it is the same pose.
...the droid army using moves clearly taught in Zi-Quan. Zi-Quan, or Drunken Fist, uses stumbling and staggering as body momentum to be deceptive, unpredictable, and to confuse opponents. And Jar Jar mysteriously is extremely efficient in killing every single...
Oh Oh my god, it literally is Drunken Fist. All right, still not confirmed. Still not confirmed. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Single time that he is in danger. And as Obi-Wan told us, there is no such thing as luck.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
Oh my fucking god. And man actually is the GOAT. He killed out all those people. Wait. Are you telling me that Darth Jar-Jar actually has something to it?
Another scene, Jar Jar seems to fall from a bridge, although we have seen this done on purpose before by Jedi.
Okay,
and Jar Jar
sure.
also falls in a completely different place than where he was dangling from. We can prove this because droids can be seen shooting at his original location.
Oh my god, how did he get over there?
And their heads even follow him jump to the other side.
Bro! Oh my god! This is crazy! What the frick? Okay, this is just visual stuff. There's no way there's actual, like, lore implications to this. I can't believe that there's actual random clips that look that good.
Jar Jar could have used a force jump, as we've seen multiple times before by Jedi. Jar Jar is also seen using sleight of hand movements and Jedi mind tricks during key plot points to influence the plot and change people's minds.
Okay, he just waved his hands. Wait.
He even uses them when he is promoted to general, when he's promoted to senator.
Oh my god, he did move up in the ranks, didn't he?
And while he's persuading an entire galactic senate.
Wait a second! This actually happens! Wait, this isn't even a meme! He unironically climbs the ranks as a complete goober! By making sus hand motions? Wait a second. That actually looks real, though. Wait, oh, fuck.
Along with using the Force via sleight of hand, Jar Jar is also seen in multiple scenes using Jedi mind control to influence what people say, therefore changing the outcome of important events.
Okay.
The Queen wishes it. She's curious about the planet.
Oh my god! He speaks the same words that he... There ain't no way. This can't be... This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence! Wait!
Jar Jar...
He actually says the words that are said by other people. Dude, this is actual Sith shit. What the shit?
His own species are deathly...
This is animation, right? He's CG. Like, dude, he's actually CG. This is not a man that's accidentally gawking. They did this on purpose. They paid for this, bro.
Jar Jar's own species are deathly afraid of him. Seems like less of a reaction to seeing the village idiot and more of a reaction to seeing somebody that you should be very afraid of. Jar Jar mocks Qui-Gon's ability to use the Force, perhaps because Qui-Gon's Force abilities pale in comparison of his own.
Wait, what?
The Force will guide us.
Oh, Maxie bit the Force.
If you were...
Wow, dude, he's gloating, he's shitting on him and everything. Oh my god.
Wondering why a Sith Master would act like an idiot like Jar Jar does. It's clear that he is just fooling the Jedi so he can manipulate them into trusting him.
Dude, the yellow eyes is also mega suspicious.
You hear that?
Yeah? Clumsy.
You were banished because you were clumsy.
He even pretends to be...
Wow, you were banished because you were clumsy. Oh my god. Like, this had to have been a thought process at some point. It makes too much sense.
Scared in a deleted scene where his ship is going to fall over a waterfall, even though he can jump 20 feet through the air and he can swim and...
Dude, he could swim! He breathes underwater! Why was he scared of this?
Breathe underwater. Jar Jar also mocks Qui-Gon behind his back and in front of Anakin, teaching Anakin early to disrespect Jedi authority.
Oh fuck, no. No way, no way.
Jar Jar tells Anakin, an 8-year-old boy, that Padme is hot, fanning the flames for Anakin.
Dude, that's a child! Wait a second! Bro went from .doc to .pdf file in a second. Oh my god.
Anakin's infatuation for Padme that is exploited later.
He literally planned this shit all along. He activated a neuron in little Annie's brain.
Pretty hot.
Wow.
Jar Jar also talks to and is very interested in Padme, even before it is revealed that Padme is the real queen. Jar Jar also influenced...
He knew. He knew. He knew.
Influences Padme's decision-making when she's at her most uncertain.
We got a grand army.
I've decided to go back to Naboo.
Wow, we have a grand army. And then she decides to go to war.
Jar Jar senses that the Jedi are coming without any warnings. He could not have known in any way that they were coming, and he even walks up to the elevator seconds before the Jedi arrive.
Wait, that's so real. Wait.
That they were coming, and he even walks up to the elevator seconds before the Jedi arrive, then pretends to be surprised to see them.
Dude, he knew, and then he does wait, no! This is too much. This is too much.
To the elevator, not have known in any way that they were coming.
He walks up to the elevator,
and he
doesn't even go anywhere. He just stands there. He doesn't push any buttons or anything. He just stands there.
The elevator seconds before the Jedi arrive, then pretends to be surprised to see them.
Oh my god! This can't be a fluke! This can't be a fluke! Dude, this would have been the greatest twist in television history.
When they're escaping Naboo, Jar Jar is the one who sabotages the hyperdrive, which forces them to land on Tatooine in the first place where they meet Anakin. Not to mention Jar Jar is the reason they keep running into Anakin. Jar Jar is seen suspiciously fiddling around in the back of the ship moments before the hyperdrive mysteriously breaks.
Wow, dude. That explains it. Why would the hyperdrive just break?
R2-D2 even notices he was doing something
He goes to look at him.
Suspicious, so he gives him a well-deserved smack before he is forced to leave.
Oh my god! R2 knows! He saw!
In the elevator to fix the ship's shield generator. In fact, every droid Jar Jar encounters seems to hate him and find him suspicious, and for good reason, because Jar Jar's mind control doesn't work on droids.
That'll do it. That'll do it! Bro, this could have actually been something. This could have been like something that was just discarded later in the production trend.
You know, I find that Jar Jar creature to be a little odd.
Right? Why would they include this? Why would they even make him like a major character? There's no way a comic relief character that is sent... Like, he wasn't even a comic relief character in the later movies, right? He was only a comic relief character in the first movie. In the second movie, he was like some sort of political guy. And in the third movie, he wasn't even around at all, right? Like, this could have been something that they have been prepping for real, for real. Like, this unironically could be something. I'm gonna look up a George Lucas interview after this.
Quite right. He's very odd indeed.
So why did George Lucas create this devious Gungan character? Well, here's George Lucas talking about Yoda in a documentary. Yoda really comes from a tradition in mythological storytelling, where the hero finds a creature on the side of the road that seems very insignificant and not very important, but who turns out to be the master wizard. And as we...
Dude, that's literally the same. That's like the opposite. The anti-Yoda is Jar Jar. Oh my god. Disney, you could have saved your whole reputation if instead of somehow Palpatine returns, it was Darth Jar Jar all along. You would have literally broken the minds of the world.
We know Lucas's big deal with the prequels was that they were supposed to rhyme and mirror the original trilogy in terms of narrative themes. So there should be a seemingly innocent creature found at the side of the road that later reveals himself to be the master wizard in the prequels. Don't forget, Yoda was also strangely annoying and dumb until he was revealed to be the most powerful Jedi in the universe.
R2!
So Jar Jar was supposed to reveal himself as the most powerful Sith in the universe.
Dude, I so see it, though. I literally so see it. This could have been a thing, for sure.
Yoda was supposed to duel with his literal dark side nemesis and mythological equivalent at the end of Attack of the Clones. Not the meaningless, boring, human Count Dooku who is randomly and hastily written in to cover plot holes when Lucas chickened out and decided not to reveal Jar Jar's powers because
I believe it, though. Like, I see it. I see it.
The horrible...
Dude, Jar Jar became a political mastermind, too. Jar Jar ran the fucking council and all this. This is so plausible, it's crazy.
Backlash by the Star Wars community. Lucas even said Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
There's no way he said that.
Jar Jar is the key to all this.
He actually said that. He actually said that. Oh my god.
If we get Jar Jar working.
Also, the actor who played Jar Jar even tweeted,
will say this.
I will say this. It feels good when the hidden meaning behind the work is seen, no matter how long it takes.
Bro, dude, there's no way. There's no way.
Hashtag the Phantom Menace. Not only is Jar Jar a Sith, but it's very possible that he may not just be working with Palpatine, but possibly the Sith Master above Palpatine, and Palpatine is really the apprentice and pawn of Jar Jar. You may not have noticed, but Jar Jar follows Palpatine everywhere, and
That's true. Man is gobbling on his knob for the entire trilogy.
mean everywhere. Even after Qui-Gon's funeral, seconds after Yoda explains how there's always two Siths, a Sith Master and an apprentice, Jar Jar is seen standing right beside Palpatine.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, there's actual symbology to this stuff. Bro, my mind is blown. My opinion is made. This was the intention, but people hated Jar Jar in the original, and they didn't have the balls to see it through. I really think that has to be it. I feel like they had to change up Jar Jar and basically take him out of the limelight because he got hate for making him as goofy as he did in Episode 1.
Before he's even supposed to know who Palpatine is. Not to mention that Jar Jar and Palpatine are from the same planet. Out of the millions of planets in the galaxy, Jar Jar and Palpatine both are from Naboo.
It's too sussy. It's too sussy. There's too much.
Jar Jar even convinces Padme to promote him to senator. And Jar Jar's the
one that convinced Padme to promote Palpatine! They literally played two ends of the political spectrum, acting as some sort of rivals in the political court, each one of them fondling each other into better positions until he became a dictator. Oh my god! Bro gaslit, gatekeeped, and girl-bossed his way to the zenith of political power. And got Palpatine a seat on the council too. I can't believe it. Like, in hindsight, it clicks too well. Wait.
one who convinces the entire Galactic Senate to abandon democracy and give Emperor full control. If it wasn't for Jar Jar,
he did do that.
Palpatine would have never risen to power in the first place. The actor who voiced Jar Jar even explains a deleted scene where Palpatine and Jar Jar walk in secret and Palpatine thanks Jar Jar for putting him in power.
Bro, and they're all cheering for him. Of course he used some sort of force trick to get them to do this. He got an active democracy to vote on a dictator. That makes no sense unless the man is... Jar Jar is the key. Bro literally put this man on the council, and no one's gonna suspect Palpatine either. If Palpatine would have used some sort of Sith trick to convince everyone, all the Jedi would have been like, all right, that makes no sense. But when an idiot like Jar Jar is the one that convinced them, when a moron like Jar Jar is the schmuck that convinced all of them to do this, the Jedi aren't gonna think anything suspicious is going on at all.
He also says that George Lucas made big changes in the prequels because of backlash. Also,
the big change has to be they hated Jar Jar Binks, so they wrote him out of the story. That had to be it. Or a better theory, Jar Jar Binks was so powerful, he even changed George Lucas's mind to conceal his true identity. Right?
Whenever you think a Sith is the master, you always find out later on that there was always somebody controlling the Sith.
Right? That's the big gimmick. Damn. So what if there was someone controlling Palpatine?
You think Darth Vader is the Sith master, and then it's revealed that Darth Sidious is actually the Sith Master. You think Darth Maul is it, but then it's revealed that Palpatine was actually the mastermind. Even Padme had a decoy queen, and Padme just pretended to be her servant, just in case there was an assassination attempt on the queen. Sound familiar?
Wow, dude! There's always a bigger Sith! Bro, I gotta take a Sith. That was crazy.
So from this, we can conclude that the one behind the scenes that was controlling everything, the real Phantom Menace, the real Sith Master, was Jar Jar Binks all along.
Bro, I was about to say, oh my god, man is spitting, he's the GOAT, and then I see the recommended video on the side. And then I just... the recommended video, why AI art is a good thing. And I'm like, oh my god, this man's a monster. He's a legend. What did I just see? What did I just watch? That's crazy. Honestly, I think this is like... At this point, I feel like it's unofficially confirmed as the original plans for the prequels. I really think so. Jar Jar is Plagueis. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on King. Stay weird, man.